Yo! Welcome to Knicks at Night. I'm your co-host, Stephen Fox. Our host, founder, and leader, Uncle Freezy's here. Freezy, are you there? If not, not
Yep,
a
yep, I'm here.
Hey, how are you? Hi, everyone. We have a couple people in the chat. They'll be joining us soon. There's lots of different broadcasts that are going on tonight, so our family will be here soon. Just a quick recap for everybody. The Knicks beat the Hawks tonight for the second time this season, 123 to 112 for our third one in a row, 5 out of 7, and our record is now 14-15. The game was tight for most of the fourth quarter, but Randall, RJ, and Quickley came up big in crunch time to pull out the victory. Randall had an absolute monster game tonight with 44 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, including 7 threes. Knicks fans, if you haven't voted for Randall to make the All-Star game, please do it as soon as possible as it ends tomorrow. He's earned that honor with his incredible play and leadership this season. We needed RJ tonight, and he came up big with 21 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, including 3 for 3 from the three-point line, including 2 down in crunch time. That was huge. Quickly added 16 points, 5 assists. The Knicks shot 50% from 3, going 17 for 34, and the Knicks are now 12-3 when Peyton scores 5 baskets. Although Clint Capella had 15 points and 18 rebounds, and the Hawks won the battle of the points in the paint by a 42-34 margin, both teams had 42 rebounds, and the Hawks won the second chance points by just 20-19. Nerlins had 3 blocks, 2 steals, along with the tough play of Taj, Randall, and company. We did just enough to get the win with Mitch being out. Our second team also came up big again as we won the bench points 33-31. We'll go over the game. We'll recap the players' performance with the video chat and the live chat. And let me say hello to my family now. Daryl Pemberton. How are you, family? I hope all is well, Daryl. Morning, noon, and night. I love you, Daryl. Jeremy, how are you? Yep, Randall is playing at MVP level, man, especially for this team. What a game, man. And Cheek Diop, I hope all is well. Seeing all the things, and I always say hello to you, so I hope all is well. Kane Jerry, hope all is well. So, as I said, people will be coming into the show, and when they do, that's fine. And I will ask as people come in to please hit those likes, subscribe, and remind the bell so you don't miss out on any Knicks at Night, Knicks Morning Drive broadcasts. And please share this link on your favorite social media platforms so we can grow the Blawrence Tears family. And thanks again for getting us over the 1,320 subscriber milestone. 1,500, here we come. We greatly appreciate it. Illmatics, my man. I love this guy. I love his takes, and I love his taste in music. So, yep, it was a great win. It was a little nail biter. I was like saying to Tibbs, put in that second team. Put in that second team. Put in that second team. But we did pull it out, and I'm really, really glad about that. As always, folks, in the chat, please let me know questions and topics and stuff that you want to talk about. So, as I said, Randall, man, wow, 44 points. You know, Coach Colorblocks, tremendous win today. I agree with you. I totally agree with you, man. So, 44 points for Randall tonight, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, only 1 personal foul, 3 turnovers, but 14 for 22, 7 for 13 from 3, 9 for 12 from the foul line. Wow. This guy's playing at an incredible level. And if you're considering the amount of minutes that he's putting out, man, this is his endurance, his durability, and everything is really impressive. Yeah, Daryl, everything is good. Thank you for asking. Thank the Lord. I will ask everybody in the chat as you come in, say a couple of prayers for our boy Kevin Wright. Kevin's a little under the weather. Hopefully it's just a cold. He's coughing, he has body aches, and he feels terrible. So Kevin, if you're listening, as always, get better. We miss you, we love you, and take care of yourself. And hope you'll be back with us soon. Alton Lee, Randall stamped his ticket to the All-Star game today. I hope so. This guy is playing. Yeah, Daryl, second coming of Bernard King, man. he gets that ball, especially on certain matchups. Hey, everybody was talking about Collins. Yeah, he's a good offensive player, but boy, oh boy, did Randall destroy him tonight, man. If there's anybody who's saying, hey, the Knicks should go out and get Collins, he's a 4. We have a 4. There's no need we need a 3 badly. Badly. But we don't need a 4, folks. We have a great player. Quiet Money, yo! My man, Quiet Money. We rolling, buddy. I agree. As I said, 5 out of 7, 3 in a row. Hey, fellas, I got a statistic for you. How do you like this one? We're 29 games in. How many of you predicted that we'd have our 14th victory, and at this point we have more wins than the Celtics, the Raptors, the Heat, and the Dallas Mavericks? I would have lost the house. I would have lost the money. I would have never bet that we'd have a better record than those teams. But the effort of Randall and the rest of the team and Tibbs, his coaching, our defense, all the above. Wow. The season we're 1 game away from 500, 14-15. Wow. Holy moly. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm enjoying it, man. And I'm telling you, I've never been so excited with them when the starters go out because I love this second team. I get all excited when they're on the court. So Illmatic's Rose has been fitting in seamlessly like he's been here from the beginning. I agree. He's comfortable, and he has, I said it in a previous broadcast that he has like a quiet, cool vibe like Clyde. He's not overly extrovert, but he's just cool, man. And he plays. He still has that quickness, and although his shot was a little off tonight, wow. But you know what? The more I see them play, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. Pseudonym Skype. Hey, Pseudonym Skype, could you do me a favor? Phonetically, could you tell me how to pronounce your name? Everybody says your name, Freezy and everybody else. You're just awesome. You're a wonderful member of the family. In that respect, we just want to make sure that we're pronouncing your name correctly. But yeah, Illmatic's Rose. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody is... Quickley, point guard. I don't know. I think we really bringing out the best of Quickley. He could do both, but I think with Rose, him playing the off guard, I think it's a natural position for him to be the off guard, man. And I think we have one of the most dangerous second teams in the league now. If we could just get Mitch back soon, and we'll see what we'll do during the night tonight. We'll talk about possible trades or anything else. Paris Duggar. How are you, Paris? Thank you for the super chat. As always, you're wonderful. Salute Stephen Fox, Freezy, and the family. Man, thank you so much. It's really appreciated. All right, so the queue is silent. So pseudonym Shipe, is that correct? If it's pseudonym Shipe, let me know. Shipe, okay, or Shipe. So I just want to be respectful, man. D. Jones, Randall, Arju, IQ is better than KD, Harden, Kyrie. Hold on there, folks. I don't know about that, but I'm proud about what we're doing. Hey, did you see AD? Last night, it looked like an Achilles, he aggravated his Achilles, but now they're saying it's a calf strain. But if you see where he held it, it's the same thing that they said last year with KD, that it was a calf strain, but it was really the Achilles. So he's going to be out for 3 weeks. So I don't know, man. I think the favorites, if that goes on for much longer and AD is out, I don't know. What's your thoughts? Do you think LeBron and the Lakers could repeat? But also, unfortunately, if that happens and AD's out, I think Vegas is going to put Brooklyn up there as one of the people that could possibly win it. Although I don't think with their defense in the playoffs, but they're a scary team, man, when they're playing. So, all right. So Quiet Money, my brother says, I actually have a few choice words for the pundits in Vegas. What? How many games did they predict that we would win? I think they owe us a national apology. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get those dudes to say that, but it was 22 games, and I think they upped it to, 32? But I think they need to up it because even when they did the upped it from the 22 games, we didn't have D Rose. So So Daryl Pemberton says nope. He doesn't think the Lakers can continue, can win it all without AD. And I'm with you, man. I'm with you. So unless LeBron does more flops, hey folks, the refs. I don't mean to sound sexist, and I'll take all the things, but that butch-looking lady referee. This is like the third or fourth time we've had her. God, is she terrible? I mean, terrible. And the refs, every game you're just like shaking your head. These refs are terrible. YouTube watcher. Oh, you're a Lakers fan. Hey, we love everybody here, but hope all is well. Yep, Nets no defense, so no problem. Pseudonym, you see us winning 37 games. I originally had 29, and that was prior to Rose, but I think 37 sounds about right. And if we finish one game above 500, again, like I opened up with, how many of you would ever have predicted at this juncture, 29 games into the season, that we have more wins than the Celtics, Raptors, Heat, and Dallas Mavericks? God, it's shocking. I would never have predicted it. Like I said, my wife and I would be living out of the car. I would have bet the house, and man, I would have lost it all. So, Nick Yak, hi, hope all is well. Just left the other podcast, and they wanted to trade everyone. I don't know about trading anyone. I don't want to trade anyone that starts or on the second team. If we can get a real three, this team needs a three in the worst way. And I don't think we can get a point guard, but I'm willing to go the rest of the season how we are that way. But I saw a couple of things today of possibly Frank for Mo Bamba to fill in with us. I don't know how much longer. It was a close game tonight, and like I said, with Capella being a beast. Ghetto Intellect GI, or as everybody knows, GQ too, because he's always styling. Trade no one. I'm with you. Although, like I said, if Austin Rivers is on the bench and everything, and I don't know how much we can hold out at the 5 position with Nerlins. He did all he could today, and Capella, had 18 rebounds, but I thought the margin of points in the paint, they won it 42-34, but we both had 42 rebounds, and also it was just 20-19 on second chance points. So you thinking going into the game, and also. Let me just look at the stats. Let me see. I'm always writing notes. That, I wanted to see coming into the game the impact with Mitch being out. They're 5th in the league in rebounds, the Hawks, and they're an excellent offensive rebounding team, especially with Capella, and also in points in the paint. That was the place where I was watching tonight, and we were able to do what we can do. Peyton helped out, and same thing, Ghetto GI, Peyton helped out and got his 7 boards, pardon me, as well as RJ. So we knew that we needed our guards to help us out tonight. Yep, and Burks had big boards too, but I don't know, man. Burks, obviously, the first 3 games of the year he was playing out of his mind, but there's times he looks a little like his effort could be a little better, but he did get some big boards tonight, although Burks' line tonight was 4 points in 19 minutes, 1 for 3 field goals, 0 for 2 from 3. He had 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and that's about it. So, but sometimes he just looks like he's just standing there. I wish there was a little more. Julian Blum, salute to the point guard. Thank you so much. And to the chat, great win tonight. Julian, I hope all is well with you and your family. YouTube watcher not interested in Trae Young. Yeah. Trae Young, whether he was in college at Oklahoma or now with he scores a lot of points, makes a lot of assists, has a hell of a lot of turnovers, and loses a lot of games. So, Trae Young has great stats, but I like winning games. Chef NYK, yep, Quickley with 5 assists. That assist in crunch time to the lob to, I thought it was a floater, but it was a lob to Nerlins. Wow, the kid, ice in his veins, man. Ice in his veins. And he didn't have his floater game going. He could easily had 20 points tonight. So, but the thing I love about him is his foul game is on every night. The kid is unbelievable foul shooter. Once he gets all, you just know with this type of player, and let me know what you guys think. We've seen a lot of players in our time, and somebody like Quick can really shoot. One night, or I think in his future, he's going to have nights, floaters, 3-pointers, everything else that is going to go in. I could see him having a 40-point game this year. When he has these crazy things. And imagine in the next couple of years when this kid has a pull-up jumper, mid-range jumper, where he's not doing the floater from 15 to 18 feet. Wow. Can't wait for that. So, let's see. Those Miami refs shake my head. I know I said it before. It was a sexist remark, but every time I see that chick with that black hair that comb back, I'm like, oh no, it's going to be a long night for us. They hate us. Anton Cates, AK, how are you? We have to be looking like more of a destination for free agents next season. I hope so. Yo, legions of Knicks podcasts. Great show as always. How are you, Guillermo, my friend? Salute, chat. He's a great guy. Hey, Guillermo, I was thinking about you tonight. Did you hear the news about Jalen Johnson of Duke? He left Duke so he can prepare for the NBA. Wow, what a mistake. I don't know, these kids, their parents, their agents, their friends, or whoever. Wow, that is really a mistake. His game, he really need, tournament or just rest of the season. Terrible move by the kid. Terrible move. But a lot of these kids make bad moves. And the G League, Jalen Green had a really, really good game today. Was watching his highlights. He was hot today, but I hate the G League. I absolutely hate the G League. It's terrible basketball. You have all the, it's a great thing for vets, but it's a terrible thing for kids because vets don't care about the kids. Everybody, as Coach Colorblock says, it's got to get my league. So they don't care about passing. They just want their stats to look good. So it's not really a good showcase for kids. So kids, if you're listening to this, please don't go to the G League. Go to college. I know some of you need the money, but I'm sure a booster will throw you some money when nobody's looking. But the G League's not for you. Your game and everything. Don't do it. Don't do it at all. So AK, thank you so much. AK, when are you coming on again, man? It's been a while, and I love your take. So Freezy, my boy Freezy's back. Hey, somebody got to turn down their StreamYard. I mean, everything but StreamYard. Eric, is that you?
Not me.
Freezy Peasy? Hello?
Yeah, I was muted. What's up, man?
Oh, it may be you, Eric. Because it's good now. Come back on. Say something.
Say something.
It is you, Eric. You want to jump right back in?
Listen, let me see what I can do. Hold on.
Okay. So, hey, GI, you want to join us tonight? Our boy Kevin's not in tonight. So would love for you to join us if you could. Let me put in the link here. So let me see. I know I got the link here. Here we go. I love my
Ghetto Intellect. Stop it, cuz.
Hello? Talk?
You hear me?
Beautiful. No echo. Now that's music to my ears. Now you're talking.
All right. That's all I care about.
Me too. That's why I sent it to you earlier. I
want to say this real quick, Steven. Uncle Freeze, salute. Salute to Stephen Fox. Salute to the whole panel. Salute to the freaking chat, man. They're the best in the game. But I want to say this. I no longer want to hear about trades for this team.
Hey, I'm with you.
I don't want to hear about trades. I don't want to be I don't want to hear about what's out there, what's available, who we can get for draft picks or a couple players that are on our bench. I like this team as is.
I know, but if we're out without Mitch for 6 weeks,
I like this team as is, Steven. I think that this team can win still.
Well,
I think you can make up Mitch's production with Taj, Noel, and if you throw a little OB in there on a small ball 5, I think this team can really make up from what Mitch's production is. And I think Nerlins Noel is playing good enough defense too.
I'm not going to argue with you only because I came into the game with my key things was looking at Capella. Like I said, one of the top offensive rebounders in the game. They're fifth in the league. Let me see my things. They're fifth in the league in rebounds. And, they're very good in points in the paint. And we basically they beat us in points in the paint, 42-34, but we had the same amount of rebounds. They just beat us 20-19 on second chance points. So I'm with you that if a coalition of our players, Nerlins, Taj, Randall, Obi, and others can chip in. Hey, we're tight. Hey, did you see Eric? After the game, they were doing the interview with Rebecca Harlow.
All the guys came to Randall.
You can't and chat. What do you think? You can't lie about them liking each other.
I tweeted this, Steven. I said this guy's team loves him. His teammates, his coaches, his front office. His name is Julius Randle. He deserves to be an all-star.
Thank you.
His guys love him. He's a leader. He's obviously the leader of the locker room.
Yeah.
And they're playing much better under his discretion.
Yeah.
When he plays better, this whole team plays better. When he plays well, this team plays well. They feed off of him. He's the leader of this team. You can't get rid of him. You can't trade him. You gotta sign him. You gotta give him an extension.
Yeah, but
wow. All of that over a win against Atlanta.
You think that's all because of one win?
He's
Come on, man. This guy's been consistent playing the top 5 in minutes in the league.
Eric, he's goofing.
Hold on.
I hope so.
Hey,
that's a joke.
Eric, hold on. For one, remember you got to pass the mic, man. It's not, just one. You got to make sure we don't talk all over each other because it sounds bad to the speaker. And secondly,
no, I was just finishing my point.
But you just, yeah, right now I got you. I got you. But what I'm saying is we have to keep these things.
No, I got you. I appreciate you.
Hey, you're doing it again.
No, what I'm saying is we got to keep these things in perspective because if we take the wild swings either way, say for instance, because I agree with you with what you said about Julius Randle and the team and all of that stuff, right? After we beat Atlanta and it's a 3-game winning streak, right? But if we do that too, if we get super excited after a 3-game winning streak in a game against Atlanta, then when we lose 3 in a row, the opposite side will be out, and they're gonna say, "Man, it's doom and gloom." And all types of things. Now, I'm not one to mute a conversation. I don't want to do that. But what I want to do is just keep these things in perspective. Julius Randle had a big night, a career night, and RJ bounced back. And we beat a team with a similar record, you know what I'm saying, in order to push ourselves up in the standings. But what I was going to do is, I don't want to temper expectation. But what I want to do is kind of be fair, you know what I'm saying, to both sides as we go forward. Because, Eric, because I ain't going to lie to you, as soon as we lose 2 in a row, people in the chat are going to be coming after our heads. Like I told you, Eric D, that y'all got too hyped or whatever. And it's so.
Yo, freeze, real quick. To be fair, I think 4 or 5 days ago I said the Knicks were going to go 6 in a row on win streak.
Wow.
I said that on. Wow. You guys can look it up.
Wow.
On Knicks at Night podcast a couple of days back. Look at it before the Knicks started this standing. I said the Knicks, after they lost to Miami, they were going to win 6 in a row.
Right. Hey, I'm not questioning you. I'm not questioning you at all. I'm excited about this win against Atlanta. I'm excited about what I'm getting from Emmanuel Quickley. You know what I'm saying? Because even though Julius Randle had a big night, the thing that Emmanuel Quickley showed me is a level of consistency that I didn't think was going to be there from a rookie learning how to play a position. And I know Atlanta's backcourt is not the most defensive dominant, but rookies do tend to go up and down. And this dude seems to be consistent, even when Rose didn't have a big night.
Yeah, and throw in the 5 assists by Quick tonight.
Yeah. And a few weeks ago, our thumbnail was "A Star Is Born" when we talked about Emmanuel Quickley potentially being a star. And everybody, they shut me down. And I should have been, you know what I'm saying? Because, after 3 games, I think it was 2 or 3 games or whatever, of Emmanuel Quickley showing his stuff, I probably jumped the gun a little bit or jumped the shark a little bit. But now as we look back on it, I may have jumped the shark, but I also may have been onto something.
I was going to say, if you look at all of your thumbnails from the podcast, you're like Nostradamus. Whether I said to you about RJ on the milk carton or
Right.
A Star Is Born, you got
Right.
you got it, Freeze. I need
Listen,
you to do some lottery
Ish-
numbers.
Ishmael Rivas said, "We beat two garbage teams in Washington and Houston, and we beat a crappy Atlanta team. Stop it, bro." But the point of this Knicks kind of development is to beat those teams when they're supposed to.
Thank you.
Right.
You got to win those games. The games you're supposed to win, you got to win them. And the games you're
Right.
not supposed to win, you got to win 50% of those.
Yeah, you
know
got
what
to
I'm
be
saying?
competitive, right? You got to be
And
competitive.
that's all it's about. Yes, okay, they played Washington with no Beal. I'm okay with that. They played Houston with no Oladipo. Okay? No Christian Wood. Whatever. I'm good with that. But you got to win. My
Yeah.
goal for me is to get the wins when you're supposed to get the wins. And then the games you're not supposed to win or it's a little bit more competitive, you win 50% of those games, you're a better basketball team.
Hey,
Right.
Freezy, you
Yeah.
and my brother from the Bronx, Ishmael Rivas, come on, man. And I said it a few times, but I'll say it 50 times tonight. At this juncture, after 29 games, and did you think, A, we'd have 14 victories, and B, that we'd have more wins than the Celtics, Raptors, Heat, and Dallas Mavericks?
Wow.
We
Wow.
gotta get some credit. We gotta get some credit.
Thank
Yeah. And so the answer to that would be no.
Thank you.
And secondly, like I'm a Knicks optimist, right? So I thought at this point, we'd probably have a. So let me clarify. So I thought we'd have more wins, but at the same time, I
You thought we'd have more
I
than
had,
14 wins?
yeah, yeah. But
What?
listen, but hear me out. So the thing about it though is I didn't know at this point we'd have a resume of as many impressive wins. I thought we'd eat on the bottom feeders and then not beat the big guys. And what happened was, we lost to some of the bottom feeders, but we also knocked off a lot of the big guys, which is shocking to me because I didn't know. I thought we would be like like when we played the Sacramento Kings, we'd blow them out. You know what I'm saying? I thought we'd knock off a lot of other teams. Like I didn't think we'd lose to Chicago. I didn't think we'd I think we
I
lost to
agree.
Cleveland. Did we lose to Cleveland once? I think
Once.
we made. Yeah, I think we made. Yeah, so those wins, those losses, I didn't think we'd have those. I thought we'd eat on the bottom feeders, and then the big guys would knock us off. But
But
Oh,
I'm
go ahead,
sorry.
go
It's a
ahead.
little delay. It's a little delay. I'm sorry.
Oh well, I
Hey, I see Ismail Rivas's comments in the chat.
No, I wanted to say something to Ishmael. I think
You know what I
he's
think?
also correct in the sense that the
I
Knicks
think
need to be.
Ishmael. I think Ishmael had a bad Valentine's Day.
Maybe, but what I'm saying is I also do believe that what he said his last message in the chat was that the Knicks need to beat Orlando too.
Yeah.
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think if you win these two games, you got 3 games now. You got to be able to beat a beat up Orlando team. And if you can't beat them up, I mean, you already beat them early in the season, but you got to win now in Orlando. So if you can do that, you start your week off 2-0. In the 1 week in February, that's your longest week when you play 5 games. If you start off that week 2-0, and you've already won 2 games before that, I think you put yourself in a good position for the rest of the month to be a team that can pick up some ground in that Eastern Conference. And they could do it because they're playing guys in their conference. They played Atlanta, they beat them tonight. They play Orlando, you beat them. You keep moving up. And I think it matters when it comes down to that 6th, 7th, 8th, and that qualifying 9th and 10th spot. Those games are going to matter, those head-to-heads. I think you got to win them, and I think the Knicks are putting themselves in a position to be in a good place.
Well, you're doing something right because Ishmael agrees with you. So I guess we were this close to saying well, you need to change your name to Debbie Downer tonight, but we'll stick with Ishmael as long as you're doing that. My brother Quiet Money said we all need an apology from the national media. I did not forget what they said about us and the schedule the league gave us to start the season. And again, I'm hoping that we did have that tough beginning of the season, but now with D Rose and everyone's getting synergized together and everything else, that hopefully we can shock everyone. AK Sour God, hope all is well.
Sour God's a G, man. All love, brother.
I know, man. Absolutely. So
I'm just saying that I love what I saw tonight, and it's not that I just saw it for one night. It's now been 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
I saw the same thing. I saw the same thing in the 2 games against Miami where they lost by a couple possessions in each game. I saw that too. I just think they didn't get it. They didn't get the last shot didn't go their way. The last call didn't go their way. That's okay. But if you're in games, you put yourself in games, you're going to start seeing some results.
Yeah.
And the last 3 games after those Miami games, they've gotten better. They've won 3 in a row. They're playing tremendous defensive.
Those Miami games were a joke, though. They snatched those games away from us.
That's fine, and that's correct. I agree. They stole those games.
But for a center to play the entire game, and get 16 trips to the free throw line, and get 0 fouls called on him is a joke.
I agree.
And our whole team had 16 foul shots that game.
I agree. One guy on that team got more free throws than the whole entire Knicks team.
But we came this close to winning, and RJ was off, and he missed that last shot.
We lost by 2 points.
And we lost by
2 points, meaning that we were in the game with or without the referee's help. I just think that the Knicks found the right spot for them right now. They're gonna win some games here.
Right, and so what I was gonna say to that, it was so ridiculous that Jimmy Butler was shrugging at the cameras like, "Hey, we paid the referees, but we didn't know we was gonna get this much back."
Exactly. Hey, Staffadon, how are you, man? Hope all is well. Briham 718, Jack Peters, Julian Blum. Hope all is well, Julian.
I don't understand why nobody's as excited as us for this 3 in a row.
Hey, you know what? I think
where's everybody
excited.
at?
I think everyone's excited in their own way, and I respect it because, like you were saying, one blink and we could be 3 losses in a row, and so I think everyone's just taking it nice and slow, enjoying the wins. But like Freezy said, not getting too high and not getting too low, just trying to keep it nice and steady. We got a while to go, so
I feel like Ghetto Intellect got the brown juices flowing.
I think he has so much brown juices. I invited him on. He says he's going to sleep with his.
Listen, I feel like Ghetto Intellect. A lot of brown juices flowing tonight, Steven. A lot of brown juices flowing for me tonight, Steven.
Yeah, I think that he said he's doing the Canadian whiskey tonight, Ghetto. So GI. So probably that.
Good for him.
Yeah, that Crown Royal probably or something. Knowing my guy, he has good
Crown
taste.
Royal Apple.
I don't know about Apple. I think he's a traditionalist. He just goes with the regular stuff. Steven Perez, we struggle today with rebounds. We need another big, like we were just saying. I have no problem if we could hold it together, keeping the chemistry of this team together without adding anybody in. But
Machiavelli.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, Machiavelli. So, Jerome Drury, Joe Curry, OG, how are you? We just can't believe it, honestly. Yep, I agree. Julian's excited with some wine. That's good. Whether it's wine.
Quiet money. I respect you and all your takes, brother. I hear you. I see you. I know you're knowledgeable, my friend.
Oh, it is Crown Apple. See what everybody.
I told you, Crown Apple. It's a Crown Apple.
Man,
every man loves a little bit of Crown Apple on a Saturday evening.
My dad. That was not the apple, but my dad loved his Crown, man. So that was his drink, and I always loved the bottle. That bottle always had its own distinct. So I love that. Joe Curry's cool. He smokes a lot of weed though. Yo, man, that's what
Joe Curry get it, brother.
That's what makes the world go around. Whatever beverage or thing that makes you smile, because there's not enough smiling in
Jack
this
Peters
world.
had too much devil's lettuce. He needs something to crunch on to get his mind off of it.
Oh,
Something
man.
that was extremely exquisite.
Is that LA Kush going around, I guess.
Something exquisite.
He's about to get his turkey bacon and he got it in the oven, AK Sour God. Oh, I love
It's
the
exquisite, Steven.
Yeah.
You can't get mad at it. You can't judge it. You have to enjoy it. It's exquisite stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Knicks basketball.
You know, Freezy, is a vegetarian, and he had meat for the first time last week and didn't agree with him. I don't know why my brother went to the Taco Bell to have his first meat, but I thought about him, and I said it the other night. I did for 7 hours a pork roast, and I had a little more of it today. Oh boy, is it good! And I'll give you one of my tricks. I let it marinate with all my spices. First of all, I put my spice mix together, and then I heat the spices up to get the oils out of the spices, and so it's you get greater flavor for it. So I let that happen for several days, and then for 24 hours I cut up oranges, and I put oranges in there, and the citric acid breaks down, and it's crazy because you don't taste the orange in the finished
Listen, Steven,
pork shoulder.
That sounds crazy, but where I'm from,
Yeah.
when it was 12:30 on a Saturday,
Yeah.
I was walking down the block and I was getting a chopped cheese at the corner spot at the bodega.
Yeah.
That's what I want right now. If I can have a chopped cheese
I
right now,
love my
and the
chopped
Knicks
cheese.
win,
I just say
oh my
hold the
God.
I just say hold the oven.
It capped my night off.
Yeah.
Anybody
C-Mac,
know
you
what
gotta
chopped cheese in the chat?
Yeah, we got to get this damn thing over so we can have a party. C-Mac got to
What's
get
up
some
with
of
this?
that
What's
pork
up with
roast.
this chat? Do they know anything about chopped cheeses?
Hey, chopped cheese is New York, man,
Let
through
me
and
see.
through. Like I said, I love my chopped cheese, 3rd Avenue, but
Oh, Jack Peters said I want a chopped cheese. He knows.
Oh yeah, everybody. I think we get Jack Peters with Joe Curry. We're gonna have a party tonight.
Yo, Jack Peters, you're the ringleader of that. I give you all the salute for that. Chopped cheese is where it's at.
Yeah.
For real. I remember living on 169 in Grand Concourse. I walked down on 167 in Grand Avenue, across from 22, and I would get a chopped cheese from the Arabic store, and they had the best chopped cheese in the game. I don't care. They put sazon on it and everything. It was the best. But I got the Daily News, and on the cover was Carmelo Anthony.
And you want to go
Let's
straight?
go.
You got the special juice to go with it.
Yeah, you always got to get a nutcracker. You get a nutcracker.
Yeah.
Anybody knows if they're from the BX, they get a chopped cheese and a nutcracker.
And Quiet Money said, "Why would Freezy make a run for the border for his reintroduction to meat?" I agree with you. Haddock and Sharon, I hope all is well. He needs a bacon, egg, and cheese. Yep. So hey,
Yeah, from Hala Bros, they the best, yeah.
Getting back to my pork shoulder. It was a 6-pound pork shoulder. It's amazing, man, what that orange does. It's like butter. But what I do is I
know
crunch
about the
crunch
chopped
up the
cheese and
outside,
yeah, I know.
and then everything else. Oh boy, Willis Avenue, know it well. 130 Willis Avenue, South Bronx, man. I'm a Castle Hill Avenue boy.
Yo, College Ave, 167.
Yeah. So
I mess with that.
So
I went to 22, Daryl.
Yo,
I went to
Winston Ellis,
22.
Oxtail. Now you're talking. Now you're
Let's
talking. I had a place on
go.
8th Avenue I used to go to when I lived
I
in
went to 22, fam.
So, yeah, all of us from Bronx, people going to Monroe High School, going to DeWitt Clinton High School, and all the good places in the Bronx. So, like I said, Castle Hill Projects. My mom, my grandmom was in University and Sedgwick Projects. My other grandmother was on Watson Avenue. So, growing up in the good places in the Bronx. Yo, I'm back by myself. Somebody just jumped out. So, Freezy, bring back my boys when you can. So, in Jersey, we have a steak and take from the halal place spot. Yo, you ain't kidding, AK, man. Passaic is real close to where I live here in northern New Jersey. So, yeah, there's a lot of halal places, man. So, 0.5. Let's see. Oh, chicken over. So Bronx is the best chicken spots at 3 a.m. Ishmael Rivas. Yep. Man, let's go family. Daryl Pemberton. Yo, Winston Ellis. God, I love my family. So, family, I am really happy. Is it me getting back to the Knicks for a sec? Boy, I am so excited when that second team. The thing that drives me crazy though is some of Tibbs' things is like he brings back brings in D Rose for Peyton, but he always it's like 5 minutes later. It always feels like 100 minutes later. He brings in Quickley. It's like bring in Quickley with D Rose immediately. Why is that staggered thing? I hate that. So bring in Quick and Rose as much as possible because I love their chemistry. And I said it earlier. What do you think, chat, about Quick as the off guard, man? I think when he has somebody setting him up for a catch and shoot. There was one play today by Rose where he was like in the corner. He did this bullet pass to Quick at the 3-point line, and he drained it. God, that was pretty, and I could see a lot more of that happening this year, man. So, yep. Anton AK says the second team is the Energy Squad. So, App Trader, hi, App Trader. Hope all is well. You know, Jack Peter said, Steven, we are too focused on food and devil's lettuce. Yo, you can't be from New York and not think about food, the Knicks, and the devil's lettuce. And it's like California is famous for the 3 W's. They have great weather, they have great women, and they have great weed. So, GI said, Foxy, it's Burks. Burks is eating Quick's minutes. Yeah, but hopefully that won't go for long. So, let's see. Haddock and Sharon, everyone's laughing. Our future game, yep, Oxtails, man, those gone for a long time. Juju 92, yo, Juju, hope all is well. Marky B, Knox has to stay ready. I want Knox on the second team with Quickley and Rose. Hey, I hope Knox makes it. These are all kids, and whether it's DSJ is not here anymore. These are kids. I want all of them to be successful, hopefully with the Knicks, but if they're not here, let them be successful someplace else. I don't hold anything. And Knox, hopefully someday he can put it together. I saw some things today that some teams may be interested in Knox where they feel maybe he'll come into his own with them, but we have him under contract, man, and next man up. Last game, if you remember, he made a great steal, made a nice dunk, and then he made a beautiful lob pass for the jam to Obi. He'll get his time. He's got to just stay ready, next guy in, and next man up. So, yeah, Esco 12 Tribes Quickley is golden. Let me look again, and no turnovers again tonight. I didn't think so, but I just wanted to verify before I talk to you guys. This kid's incredible. Especially this frenetic way of playing. You'd think he'd be more susceptible to turnovers and stuff. But he's really, really special, man. If it's Perrin or whomever was the person who finally made that choice at 25 to pick Quickley, give that man a raise. So, if you think about our defense over the last 3 games. So the last 3 games against Houston, we held them to 99 points. And their field goal percentage was 38%. At Washington, we held them to 91 points. Again, 38% field goal percentage. At Miami, we held them to 98 points, 37% from the field. And right now, we're first in opposing points, first in the league on defense at 103, first in opposing field goal percentage at 43%, first in opposing 3-point percentage at 31%, and we're third in defensive rating at 107. God, who would ever, this guy's doing, he's doing miracles for us. We only had 7 fast break points tonight. We're not doing it much, but I'm hoping as Rose and the rest of the family get their game, gets into the flow of things, that we'll pick that up. So, yo, I come back and Winston Ellis is talking about the White Castle. So, all right, Jack Peters, come on, man. So, Great game. Joe Curry better than Kazaguro. They would throw the sandwich at the clerk. Yeah, I see some crazy. That's the best thing, don't you think, about growing up in New York, man? You see stuff that nobody else would ever see. Yeah, crazy stuff, man. I'd love to hear some of the crazy New York stories that you guys have. I've seen some stuff that is just nuts. My wife and I lived in Manhattan early in our marriage, and we had a friend that moved down from Connecticut and or knew somebody. It wasn't really a friend, but we met somebody, and they moved down from Connecticut to New York, and was working with my wife. And this first night in New York, he was walking and late at night, and he heard a weird sound, and he turned around, and it was the sound of somebody jumping off a building and landing right next to him. So for some reason, he moved right back to Connecticut, and we never saw him again. So just love the craziness of New York. Mr. Rocket, hopefully everything's all right. Quickley is not turnover prone. Let's keep him playing in the role he's in. Let's stop complaining about Peyton starting too. He's getting the job done. We need him and Bullock moving forward. It works. Hey, I agree with you, man. I totally agree with you, Mr. Rocket. As I said, we're now 12-3 when Peyton scores 5 baskets. So, and on defense, he's a big guy. You saw him against Trey, man. I don't know Trey. Like I said early in the thing, he scores a lot of points. He may have a lot of assists, but he loses a lot of games. And the same thing happened when he was at Oklahoma. So, so let's see. So tell me, chat, what you guys want to talk about. Freezy, if you're listening, bring some more people and family into the chat. Our guy Eric dropped out. I think it was again the Gremlins from StreamYard. So so let's look at a couple of the other things. So Barrett tonight came back. So like I said, Randall with 44 points, a plus 17 for the night, man. 9 rebounds, 5 assists, monster. The guy's just playing spectacular. Barrett, 21 points tonight in 33 minutes, shot 8 for 14. That's funny, 8 for 14, and I have a separate little log that on my sheets where I write my notes. RJ missed 4 shots tonight in the paint. So if that guy could ever up his game in the paint, he'd be really. Last game he missed 7 shots in the paint last game. So if that kid could get his touch in the paint, man. So he went 8 for 14, 3 for 3 from the 3-point line, and 2 huge ones in the fourth quarter. So thank you, RJ, for bouncing back. He had 7 rebounds again with Mitch being out. His 7 rebounds, Peyton's 7 rebounds. RJ had 3 assists, 1 steal, just 1 turnover, 21 points, 12 a plus 12. Come on, kid, you can do that every night. So he did have some issues on defense, but again, it's his 85th game, I think. So it's basically he's just over his rookie season. So let's see. Okay, Jack Peters. Let's see. I'm just looking for. Quickley was dead wrong for stealing that last rebound from Julius. Yo, I didn't even think about it, but now that you brought it up, Quiet Money, yeah. Oh boy, I don't know if those guys know how many points they have. Hopefully they don't. We had too many players on our team over the years that knew what stats they had, even though they were losing. They were just caring about their stats. So, but yeah, that would have been a double-double. Yo, but I guess Quickley's going to have to buy dinner tonight. So, let's see. People are still talking about food. I love my family. Yep. So Daryl Pemberton, my brother, says, where would you put Randall amongst all power forwards in the league? Well, I don't know about a number, but let me just say, keep it simple. He belongs on the All-Star team, Daryl. There's not a doubt in my mind that he belongs in the league and on the All-Star team, and he's one of the premier power forwards, and he is because of what he's doing with assists this game, distributing, being a leader. It's just more than, all we heard about over the last few days was Collins, Collins, Collins. He ate Collins. So Collins turned down a $90 million extension. He wants max money. Nah. Randall showed him who the man was tonight, man. He couldn't, Collins may have good stats on rebounds and 3-point shots and everything all, but Randall's the man. So I'm real happy for him, and I'm also proud that he's a young guy. He's 26. He's entering his prime, and we hated his spins from hell last year. It aggravated all our fans, and we saw it over and over. So for him to resurrect his career, show this whole different side, so whether it's on him or it's on our coaches, whomever, or all the above, it's so nice to see a young guy, man, and he deserves it. He deserves. So please, tomorrow is the last day for voting. If you haven't, I know I have. If you haven't voted for Randall, show that loyalty, man. The guy does it. You know what? And I said this earlier on another broadcast. Some guys, when they make that all-star team, something clicks in their head. Everything changes. They think of themselves at a different level, and I think it would be just a validation that he's earned. So Haddock and Sharon said, I'm so happy because coaches pick reserves, and I know damn well coaches respect Randall more than fans. We know the Hawks coaches are voting for him. Yeah, it's funny because in the after game, somebody asked Tibbs about, are you calling around the other coaches, getting them to vote for Randall, and I could have guaranteed what he said, and he did say it. He said, nah, that's not Tibbs' style, but he said that coaches know hoops, obviously, so he thinks that they're going to do the right thing, and rightly so. So we can potentially win the next 3 games, get some real momentum. AK Anton Cates, we can potentially win the next 3 games, get real momentum behind us. The team already believes they belong where they are. I'm with you, man. And with Rose and like I said earlier when Eric was on, you see them giggling after the win. Pinson standing at the mic, and Randall and Quick and RJ. They had, just. You can't fake that that they have feelings for each other, So Ishmael Rivas, you can't put Randall in an All-Star game over Giannis, Durant, Tatum, and others. Ishmael, I think you need to get some sex because you are really really a downer tonight, man. I think you need to get some good loving because, man, are you on a downward spiral tonight? Everything's negative. We won the game. We know the realities of the good players in the league. But come on, man. Look what this guy is doing. Obviously, KD is like the top 3 players in the league and stuff. But come on, man. He has earned it. So, hey, I see some people with Levine. It's Lavine. It's not Levine. Levine, Zach Levine with an A is the basketball player. Levine with the E is the jeweler around the corner on Fordham Road. So we'll go from there. Let's see. We're currently ranked 14th in the power ranking from Winston Ellis. Yeah, all of these things, all of us would have, like I said, lost the house, man. None of us could have predicted any of this stuff. So Jack Peters says Ishmael's always like that. He needs to hate to be happy. Yeah, I used to work with a guy for years that was in the military, and we used to say that anyone that's in the military lifer like that, they always have to have an enemy, man. So come on, Ishmael, wake up and smell the roses. Life is good. God is good. Everything is good. So, yeah, you laugh Fordham Road, Jack Peters, yeah, Crumbs and all the good stuff from Fordham Road and Alexander's back in the heyday, yep. Everybody's calling Ishmael Debbie Downer, Mr. Rocket, so everybody does know him, man. So, Jack Peters, I didn't know I had another white guy in this chat who hung out on Fordham Road. Yeah, yeah, I grew up in the hood and proud of it, man. And I love where I grew up, and I love the people, and I am who I am today because of the quality and the great people that I grew up with in the Bronx. They're in my heart forever, and you see the world differently when you know. Not all white people have money. As everybody knows, I came from a family that didn't have a lot of money, and a lot of the stories that Freezy and others talk about, a lot of us also go through it. A lot of us also had sneakers that had holes in them that you were embarrassed about, and had to wear your dad's sneakers. They were a couple sizes big, and you filled in the front of it because there was just no money, man. So, but you know what? Built character. So, got no puppet strings on this thing. Everything, I said it. One of my jokes is it took me 35 years to be an overnight success, but when you grind it out like Freezy does in life, and you grind it out, and you can make a little bit, meet a good woman and have a good life. Things are good, man. Things are good. Hey, Justin Smith, thank you so much for the super chat. He said, if Randall continues this pace, should the Knicks look to keep him, and what would the next big contract look like money-wise? Yeah, I absolutely. We have a great contract with him. He has another year to go. Yeah, I absolutely. Because who are you going to get out of the draft that's going to come in? It's going to take them 3 or so years to reach the level of Randall's production. So why the hell would you want to trade Randall for an unproven commodity that you don't know if he's going to have, that he's not going to have that production right away? It makes no sense. And you could see the camaraderie. He's liked, and God forbid we had a real three on this team. This guy be averaging a triple-double this year. How many shots have you seen him kick out? Or a point guard, too. God, if we had a real point guard, this guy be averaging a triple-double every night. So, but Justin Smith, thanks again. We really appreciate the super chat. So let's see. Yo, Julian Blum, skate key near Pelham. Oh, Pelham, White Plains Road, Bronx. Does that bring back memories of me playing hockey with my skates with a electrical tape as our puck? Oh man, yeah, and doing your skates, yo, those were the days. And you take a couple of the trash cans, that'd be the goal. That was pure Bronx, man. I love that stuff. So it brings back memories, man, of playing hockey and in the Bronx that way, rooting for the Rangers and Eddie Jockerman and all those other guys. So Marky B said we might have to give up that Dallas pick and Frank for Alonzo. Oh, I wouldn't do that. I'm pretty like that on Lonzo. Like I said, statistically for their careers, Lonzo has almost the exact statistics as Elfrid Payton. 11 points per game, 6.6 assists per game, 1.5 steals a game. And the scary part is Payton's a better foul shooter. That's frightening. Mr. Rocket, I can relate, Stephen Fox. It gets greater later. Everyone's not born with a silver spoon, yeah. And you know what? You enjoy it when you finally can get a silver spoon because you earned it. Nobody else gave it to you. Quiet Money asked me how tall am I? I'm a 6-footer. So a touch over 6 foot, but as I get older, I guess I get a little shorter. But I'm a 6-footer, so with naturally curly hair. So I'm not the 6'5", or I'm not like CP the artist that's 6'6", and some of our other brothers around. Kevin Wright, I think, is 6'3", so I am the John Stockton of the crew. But I'm the point guard, so you can't always go by it. So Jack Peters, Steven question. Everyone says at how 80s New York City was the epitome of the Wild Wild West. Do you wish you could replicate that area or leave it behind? What about the box ball or stoop ball? Well, Jack, I lived in Manhattan. I met my wife in college, and I lived with all these buddies on 25th Street between 7th and 8th Avenue. I met my wife in college, but she had to go back to Pennsylvania to finish her degree. And but every weekend she would come back on bus from the college in Pennsylvania to hang out. And 42nd Street at that time was the Wild Wild West, man. It was crazy, but Giuliani, whether you like him or not, he cleaned that place up, man. But that place was crazy. That place was crazy. But you know what? It gave a flavor. It gave a, you saw things like I said earlier, man. 42nd Street, all the different places, man. You saw things that it was crazy, but it was grimy, it was dirty. I'll take it now versus then. I don't ever want to go back to that. But after De Blasio, what the hell he's done to New York, I wouldn't be surprised it does go back to that. That dude has to be the worst politician in history, man. Well, and I hate politics. Somebody says, "Are you Republican, Democrat?" I'm like, neither. I'm nothing, man. I hate those guys. They're all corrupt. I don't trust any of those dudes. So, and also, it's almost a year and 3/4 that you heard me say it. I don't look at the news. That's all depressing, man. At this point in my life, I just want good stuff. I don't want to listen to that crap. I don't trust the media. I don't trust politicians. And I don't trust most of the sports people either with their fake news stories, the Mark Bermans and all that. So I have a great life because I don't watch news and I don't read newspapers. So, Quiet Money agrees with me. Hard pass on Lonzo. J-Dub, I graduated from Stanford High School up in Connecticut. My father, we moved at the last couple of years after New York and went up to Connecticut. So grew up in the Bronx in junior high school in New York, and then the last couple of years of high school, I went up to Stanford, Connecticut. So, and I know my brother Guillermo went to Wilton High School up in Connecticut. And Wilton's the rich neighborhood, though, so Guillermo got me there. But Wilton, it was always showdowns. Wilton and Staples and Greenwich. Steve Young went to Greenwich High School. I went to high school and sat next to a guy named Gary Cobb, who played 6 years for, I think, longer than that, in the NFL for the Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas Cowboys. And it's funny, and also his cousin Ernie Cobb went to Boston College, and he was a phenomenal basketball player. And like you were saying, some of the guys saying that sometimes, you play hoop in the yard and stuff, and then, whether in gym or just something, and you play against somebody that's getting a ride. Oh man, is it humbling to see somebody with real talent? Oh my God, you just realize, like, I better study, because any hopes of playing shortstop, playing third base, any sport, as a New York kid grows up doing, man, some guys, they're just elite, and there's just nothing you can do about it. Drip more Baz Cuts. I hope all is well. Thank you so much. Justin Smith. So Quiet Money, I'm actually short, but I make up for my lack of height in the gym. Yo, I saw those shoulders. Yeah, so my dad's nickname was the Animal because he had like a 19.5-inch neck. So yeah, so doesn't make a difference how much size you are, as the size of the heart and whether you got a good right hand with that left hook over. So everybody knows, and you see this nose that's crooked. But my dad, I had a crazy dad. He was teaching me left hooks and headbutts at 6 years old. So how could you go wrong in the Bronx? But I didn't have a nickname Vic, that's for sure. So Ismail Rivas, Giuliani made it legal for police to brutalize and kill minorities. Jesus Christ, Ishmael, what the hell is wrong with you, son? Like I just said, I hate all politicians. You don't hear me saying anything good about anything. I just said Giuliani cleaned up Times Square. I didn't say he was great, bad, or indifferent. But God, son, do something. Smoke something, drink something, get some head. I don't care what you got to do, but stop these negative things. You're bringing me down. 80s New York, Daryl Pemberton. 80s New York City was for hip hop. Yep, it was definitely hip hop at that point. It was also Studio 54 at that time, so people like disco. I'm a rock and roll boy. But also, growing up, I always say this to people, growing up in the Bronx, the music. I was Motown. You couldn't, everybody, so, OJs, Spinners, Stylistics, Isley Brothers, just great music. And then a little later, when I was around 16, 17, I started getting into rock and roll. I play guitar. So I love playing rock music. I love my Zeppelin, and I play all. So I got Marshall amps and stuff like that to play my guitar. My hair was down the middle of my back. All I have naturally curly hair, so I had my earring and my naturally curly hair. You know what I think would be great for Freezy and all of us here is to share some pictures when we were younger. I think everybody be laughing at it. So Nick Yak live sex shows back then. Yeah, there were live on 42nd. That's for sure. You could not walk down the street without somebody handing out a flyer, or having somebody, one of the prostitutes, coming up to you, because you know what, it ain't easy being a hoe. So all the good stuff. Julian Blum, you're with me. Just okay. Who's your favorite hop artist? Got to test you now. Nah, hip hop was never my thing, man. And nothing against it, but I like when they use samples from my bands like Steely Dan, like Black Cow and other things. So I like my music, but I know my music's good because so many samples from my music is in your music, and that's what makes the world go around. Great music. So. Greenhouse, consistent at what? Consistency, not fouling great, but if he doesn't put up a shot or move with the block to do anything, I'm not sure I understand that. Maybe I'll catch up later. Koch was the worst crack era. Yeah, I hated Koch, man. So, David Dinkins, he had a good tennis game. That's about it. Nick A, he used to live in East Haven, Connecticut. Yep. I, New Haven for some good pizza. That's about it. So the people who don't know, New Haven has some serious pizza, man. Some of the best in the country. So Quiet Money, you truly holding it down tonight. I don't know, Freezy, you leaving your guy alone, but the good thing is I'm never alone when I have my family with me. So, yep. Legion, it looks like I'm tonight. Why don't you jump on with your brother, man? Freezy, help me out here. I'm missing my family, but I have no problem doing it by myself. But let some of my family in. So, hey, IE Sparks, I might be related to Jon Favreau. I don't know, maybe a little, but from the Sopranos, I'm more of the Sopranos than I am Jon Favreau. I'm more of Christopher, or I'm not Big Pussy, but I'm definitely two shots in the head, and don't forget the cannolis type of dude. So Jack Peters, New Haven's best pizza ever. Yeah, I love burnt pizza. I like it with that little char on it. Ooh, is that good? Although John's on Bleecker is pretty damn good too. So, it was called Stop and Frisk, took guns off the street, cut mortars in half. Hey, let's not get into that. Fox, what did you think of Nerlins tonight? You know what? That's a really good question. AK Sour God. It was funny because he had one stretch where he was fantastic with blocks. He had like a 2-3 minute stretch when it counted where he came up big. But I was one of the notes I did write today is that, where is it? It must be on my other paper. That Noel, we must have the worst hands team in between Mitch and Nerlins. I don't know if there's any worse hands. Any team I've ever seen. So Nerlens' hands, how many rebounds or how many things did Capella, rip out of his hands? So Nerlens came up big, and Nerlens' line tonight was, I have to admit, he tied Randall for a plus 17. 6 points, 27 minutes, 3 for 3 from the field goals for the night. He had basically 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks, but those 2 steals and 3 blocks, he's very good at poking balls away. But he's so damn thin. He had 5 fouls, so he played well, but that's why if Mitch is out for 6 weeks, I'd love to keep the team as they are. But I don't know whether we can do what we did tonight, against, and we did it. We did it tonight, and I hope we could hold out, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think we're going to get another center, or do you think we're going to hold flat? Daryl Pemberton, Pink Floyd, hands down. I love Pink Floyd. You know what? There's not a week that goes by where I don't play Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd, and I think my brother Guillermo loves Pink Floyd too. Um, just spectacular. I always say geniuses to compose their compositions, and God, I love. And I also, because of my age, had the luxury of seeing Floyd in concert. What an experience, man! What an experience seeing a 50-foot pig. Woo! Oink 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 oink. Oh man, I love pigs and just all the other good stuff, man. So I don't know. So, AK Sour God, I don't know. It can get interesting if Noel starts to slump. Maybe we may have to pull the thing. So, Steven, what do you think of the band? Legendary, man. Legendary. Really, really good stuff. I play their stuff. I love Neil Young and stuff, bands like that and composers like that. Also, because it's easy. It's basically AGFC, so it's really in one position. It's really good stuff. So, let's see other stuff. Quiet need to get some help at the center spot. Yeah, Quiet Money. I think we may have to, like I said earlier, I saw, and again, it could be totally fake news, but there was one of the hacks out there put out today that Frank for Mo Bamba. So, I think, Frank, and somebody else said we didn't trade Knox the other day because we were holding him for another trade. So, and how much could you believe of these guys? I don't know. So, Legion of Knicks, Jack Peters, Bruce Springsteen is my dude. I hate Bruce. Born in the USA, Philadelphia, can start a fire with my ringtone for 3 years in college. Yeah, I never liked the rhythm of Springsteen stuff. I don't know. He's a legend. He's a legend, and he's written some good songs and stuff. But yeah, how you doing? Every song sounds like this. Hey, I'm Bruce Springsteen, and I want to tell you I love you. And everything it sounds like I just shit my pants when I sing. So, yeah. So, Steven, they say if you listen to The Dark Side of the Moon and watch Wizard of Oz, it'll line you up perfectly. Oh, I don't know, man. I've done that a few times in my life. That Dark Side's my second favorite. Welcome to Machine is my first. I love that album by Pink Floyd. Obviously Dark Side's legendary. I don't think any other album's been on the charts. That thing was on for 100 years on the charts. So, Roger Waters is, he's an absolute legend. So, yeah, Guillermo, pigs, dogs, welcome to the machine. Absolutely. And, Comfortably Numb. And, oh, man. The Wall is my favorite Pink Floyd album, E. Sparks. And weird as it sounds, The Wall is my least favorite album that Floyd, as a lot of us call it, ever did. But that's what makes the world go around. Julian Blum, he likes Springsteen. His great meaning in his music. Yep. Hall & Oates. Yo, the Philadelphia sound. I love Philadelphia sound, man. Hall & Oates, yeah. Sarah smiles. Ooh. Favorite Beatle album is Revolver. I like the White Album, Greenhouse, but yeah, Revolver is absolutely, Jack Peters, yeah, he does sound like that, Steven, but that's every guy who's ever lived in New Jersey. That's why we all laugh. I know, Asbury Jukes and all those bands like that. Freezy, can you praise Legion? Freezy, can you praise Evan Mobley and tell the chat how good the kid is? Yeah. I happen to be a huge fan of Guillermo, and I'm very blessed that I can call him a friend. We talk off air, and I sent him a thing today about Evan Mobley, and I said to him that the thing that's so incredible about this kid, he's 7 feet and has a wingspan of 7'5", and we've seen that before. But the kid has a 40-inch vertical at 7 feet with a 7'5" wingspan. He could put the ball on the floor. He could hit a jumper from 3. He has touch. He could use either hand on defense. I'm telling you, Mitch, come back as soon as possible. But at the end of the season, I'd trade you Mitch in a fraction of a second and a pick to get Evan Mobley. I absolutely believe he's the number one pick, should be the number one pick in the draft. I think he's a difference maker. I think he's a franchise player. So, but a 7 feet, 7'5" with a 40-inch vertical, that's a game. That's crazy. So, Legion, who'd you see in concert? They were surprisingly crazy good. You know, one of the great things of growing up in New York was Ishmael Rivas said in the link, bro, I've got a bone to pick with you. I'll put the link in and I'll leave it up to Freezy if he hears you put it in. But Ishmael, I warn you, don't mess with the fox because you're going to get bit. So, let's see. To be honest, Haddock and Sharon, to be honest, I think the number one pick all depends on the team and top five, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm old school, and that I don't pick for, for a fit. I pick for best available athlete. And I'm sure if Portland could do it all over again, they'd pick Michael over Bowie. So, AK Sour Guy, what do you think of Dwayne Dedman? He's a free agent. There's a reason why he's a free agent and not picked up. AK Sour God, he's just a guy who can get you 6 fouls a night. I don't really see much. Oh, Legion saw Hall and Oates and a Tears for Fears. Oh wow, man! Tears for Fears did some really good music, man. Really good music in their time. So Hall and Oates, and I don't know if you see on YouTube from Daryl's house, different CeeLo Green singing Daryl Hall songs and stuff like that. But yeah, wow. J-Dub, Fox is wildin' tonight. You haven't seen anything. Fox is a maniac, man. You have no idea. That's some crazy. Hey, with Robert Plant opening again, if in my basement, I have a section that's a Led Zeppelin shrine. I was a huge Jimmy Page changed my life. I saw Zeppelin many times, and seeing Jimmy Page play the song "Since I've Been Loving You" changed my life. Playing the blues. So, but the reality is, I was a Jimmy Page freak. Robert Plant is legendary. Great voice on vinyl. He had to sing a totally different octave in concert, man. I was lucky in one of the years I got him on second night. The old days, they used to do a lottery for getting tickets at the Garden for bands like that. And my wife and I lived in Manhattan, and I put in tickets. I put in a thing for tickets at the post office on 8th Avenue across from the Garden, and I got second row opening night for Zeppelin. And to show you how old I am, I have pictures that I took with an Instamatic because I was too broke to ever get a good camera back in that of Zeppelin on stage. But Zeppelin Jimmy Page is godlike to me. So him, David Gilmour from Pink Floyd. But that was the beauty of growing up in those days. Every month or every other month I'd be at the Garden. So I'd see bands, The Who, unbelievable, Zeppelin, Floyd, Robin Trower, Bad Company, and all these crazy things. But also little venues on 14th Street, the Palladium or the Academy of Music, seeing Queen and Humble Pie with Ian Hunter, or saw Bob Seger open up for Rush. I saw, pretty much Ted Nugent. I saw 100 times. I saw Aerosmith so strung out on heroin that you had no idea what song that they were playing. But also, like I said, where I grew up, I saw Stevie Wonder, and I saw an unknown band open up for Stevie Wonder called Rufus with some chick named Chaka Khan. So I saw Jackson 5. That's a beautiful thing about growing up in New York, man. We all grew up with Soul Train on Saturday mornings. Everybody in the building, the projects, listening to it. Everybody loved, everybody dancing, everybody loving the music. It was just such a great, great music. Jack Peters said he saw Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam is a really underrated band. They're amazing. I agree with you. great band. I play Black. I play Daughter. I play a lot of with my guitar. So Eric Gonzalez, Eric, what the hell happened, man? You left me all alone. I'm not alone with my family, but boy, the police had some good music. Yep. Daryl, I'm more of a down and dirty. He was a little too pretty for me, Sting, but he was a great composer. Great composer. They did put out the red light. Definitely did some good music. So Quiet Money with Foxy about to show his dog side. Yep. Yeah, I can't help it. I am who I am, man. I'm Bronx through and through. As they always say, you could take the boy out of the Bronx, but you can't take the Bronx out of the boy. So, how about the early rotation changes in the game? So Legion, yeah. So talking on Little Knicks, I was aggravated with Tibbs again. I thought he was, I said it earlier that, pardon me, I don't know. Let me take a hit. Maybe I should bring my bong in tonight. It's a special night. I don't understand the staggered rotation that Tibbs does where he brings in Rose and then he brings in a couple of minutes later Quickley. Bring them in together. Bring them in together, please. And those rotation changes, and I thought he sticks with his first team a little too long for me, man. Legion, Isaac Hayes fan. Before I played guitar, I played drums, and I used to play the opening of Shaft with my hi-hat. I loved Isaac Hayes. I loved Barry White. Isaac Hayes was legendary, man. Isaac Hayes was legendary. So, I just absolutely, all that type of music, I love all, like I said, Philadelphia sound. I love the Detroit sound. There were a lot of great chick singers. Gladys Knight. People are going to start laughing, but, I love Bobby Womack, Across 110th Street and just stuff like that. We were just so lucky to have the diversity of the music that we grew up with, man. Great music, and it's timeless music. I still put it on, and my wife, I love music. I play music all day long, all night long. My wife yells at me, "Turn it down, it's too loud." It's made loud to be played loud. So, Legion, Bobby Womack. You don't like Bobby Womack, man? That's good stuff. So, Walk On By, yep. Walk On By. Hey, in those days, Burt Bacharach, that dude must be crazy rich. He wrote so many great, legendary songs, and I like melody. That's why, Donny Hathaway, yeah. Donnie, man. Donnie and Roberta Flack, and oh, man. And like I said to you, the great thing about our music is that, it's great because later on, people took, whether Roberta Flack or others took samples, man. Lauryn Hill and others. Yeah, that's the greatest way. So Donnie was the truth. Yep. Smooth. Some of the guys, just the voices, and Bobby Womack that I thought was Slick Rick. No. Yeah, Donny Hathaway had a scary, great voice. James Brown, yeah, my God, James Brown, unbelievable. Like I said, you can't grow up in the Bronx, you can't hang out with the boys and stuff like that without having such diverse music and everyone's dancing. And like I said, we wish you love, peace, and soul. Don Cornelius was the man. So Curtis Mayfield, I love Curtis Mayfield. Freddie's dead. That's what I said. Oh, I love Curtis Mayfield. Did something. He was ahead of his time, man. He was so ahead of his time. His arrangements and his writing, and oh man, I love Curtis Mayfield. Something crazy. Blondie. I didn't know why they called her Blondie, because she had a big black bush. But Blondie's music was right. I was never really into Blondie's music. But Bowie, oh, I love Bowie, man. I play Ziggy Stardust. I play Space Odyssey. I play a lot of with my friends Bowie stuff. I love Bowie. Bowie's great. So, and like I said, I love guys that write songs that are basically ACD, everything. There, you can't get any easier. But it just shows you 4 or 5 chords. Some of the greatest music in history is just 4 or 5 chords. It doesn't have to be. Tina Marie, I just wanna be your lover girl. Oh man, yep. Oh, Tina Marie Greenhouse, talking about Tina Marie. I remember Tina Marie well. So, you know them, and playing her guitar. Yo, Legion, Patti LaBelle wipes every female singer out. She does have pipes. She does have pipes, but that'd be a good pipe thing. Like I said, I saw an unknown Chaka Khan with Stevie Wonder. Hey, Stevie Wonder, probably nothing's worse when you go to a concert and the person's voice is off. It just drives you crazy. But Stevie Wonder, if people always say, you see, you have God, you saw so many musicians and artists and stuff. Who's best voice you ever heard in concert? Stevie Wonder. I mean, just you thought it was right off the album, you know. So Legion, getting back to basketball, how do you think the league will look at Trae Young? The foul calling has been noticeably BS for him. Like I was saying, Guillermo, Trae Young, I think people are realizing that he's a stat machine, but he's a loser. He was a loser in college, and he's a loser, and also the rumors. He's not liked by his teammates, whether it was Collins or a few other the rumors I heard. He's not very well liked. Like I said earlier, if you saw the camaraderie at the end of the game with Randall and Quick and RJ and Pinson, you don't see that on the Atlanta side of the ball. So it's hard to like somebody that is like that. So Evelyn Champagne King, man child, oh, people are pulling stuff out tonight. So oh man. Yeah, Jack Peters, Stevie Wonder, there was growing up, man, there was album after album of Stevie Wonder that's probably some of the best music you ever heard in your life. Just, his and as a musician, he had at that time Billy Preston was another great keyboardist, and just all these different things, and put you into Sir Duke, yeah. So but get back, Guillermo. I think the league and other people are coming to realize that Trae is a great offensive player, great point scorer, good on assists, doesn't play defense. His teams will never win. So it'll be weird to see his career. He'll just be a guy that has a lot of points, but not a lot of fans. Donna Summer, Manchild, thank you. Guillermo said Patti LaBelle. I'll put Donna Summer up against Patti LaBelle. In fact, I think it was VH1. Go to YouTube and watch VH1 live of Donna Summer. Oh my God. What? That's an instrument. Her voice was an instrument. She'd hit notes. Donna Summer was magnificent. What a voice, man. What a voice. Disco era. Yeah, the Pointer Sisters. I was not really crazy. They had a couple of songs, but yeah. Nick's Pie. Stevie was that guy. Glad you appreciate him now. I appreciate him then, and I appreciate him now, man. And also, pardon me, growing up, whether Marvin Gaye, The Temptations, Ball of Confusion, Marvin Gaye, what's going on, their lyrics, man, it was a real crazy time, and they didn't want, Motown, I don't think wanted. There was a great special on Showtime about Motown, and they talked about that they wanted to talk about their feelings, meaning Marvin Gaye and Temptations and other bands, and And corporate Motown was like, no, man, we don't want to go that route. And they held their way and they wrote their music, and it's legendary music. And it was right because of the times they captured the hurt and the bad parts of it. So, D Coolest 718. You see the league warn LeBron and others about flopping with fines. Maybe they should do the same with Trae Young. Yeah, that LeBron flop yesterday was but $5,000 to him is like a quarter. It's like $5,000 is a lot of money to us, but to him it's like a quarter, man. So and it also bothers me. LeBron absolutely is top two players in history. Depending on Michael and LeBron. LeBron's legendary. But he's not liked, man. If you're like, you don't have to do flops. Come on, LeBron, you're incredible. You don't have to do that stuff. Coach Colorblocks agrees with me. Donna Summers, incredible singer. Karen Carpenter was awesome, man. But it's also, like I said earlier, it's a lot easier to have a great career when Burt Bacharach is writing your songs for you. But Karen Carpenter, the only thing I hate about Karen Carpenter is that Rolling Stone said she was a better drummer than John Bonham of Led Zeppelin. Get out of here. What are you, crazy? But she had lots of hits, Superstar and Close to You and, Rainy Days and Sundays. And God, as you can tell, I love my music. So the OJs, yeah. I love the OJs. Backstabbers, yeah. Smile in her face, all time, give her play. The Spinners, man. Damn, real. Still naming greats, yep. Andre Robinson to the Nets. Trae Young shouldn't get superstar calls. Never done anything to deserve it. No, I just want more hard fouls on that dude. You got 6 fouls, Alfred. Make sure he feels every one of them. Al Green, JW18. I love Al Green. Again, growing up. Can't help but love him. Daryl Pemberton, thank God we have so much influential music growing up. So much great musicians, great composers, just great harmonies, great rhythm. I don't mean anything on hip hop. And again, it's different things. Great hip hop, but it just doesn't have the melodies. I like some, but some of the melodies and stuff, I don't know. I'm an old guy. I like Smokey Robinson, another legend. More than just a legend, he's a writer. People don't realize the great songs that he wrote besides performing. Smokey is literally a legend. So that's life. From being a producer, aka Sour God, I've become a big fan of Ennio Morricone, some of the dopest movie soundtracks. Tell me some, A.K. Sour God. I'm not familiar with him, but what movie soundtracks? I'm a movie fanatic, so I love my movies. And in fact, my wife hates watching movies with me because after I watch them a couple times, I can recite the whole movie line by line. So, you ever hear a photographic memory? I have a photogenic one. Yuck, 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 yuck. So, Guillermo says, I love hip-hop, but I was born in the wrong era. I would have loved to be alive in the 60s, 70s, and even the 80s as a young adult. So I was young in the 60s. Really, I came into being, in the late 60s. But the 70s, yeah, the music was magnificent, man. Harry Belafonte was before my time, man, child. So obviously I heard some of his tracks and stuff. But Tina Turner, oh boy, with Ike. Yo, that lady, fantastic. We don't need another hero. So, great dancer, great, and she could take a good right hand from Ike, too. So, yeah, they were legendary, man. Ike and them, before she even made it as a solo artist. Let's see. Quiet Money, you are definitely cut from a different cloth, my brother. You got that right. So you have no idea. Oh, the 1987 Untouchable score with Sean Connery and... Oh, okay. Gotcha. Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd or Led Zepp. I have to go with Zepp. But by the closest of margins, Guillermo. It depends on my mood and stuff. Like I said, I probably at this stage of my life listen to a lot more Floyd than Zepp. But um, but Page, it's just if you, I always say to people, listen to "In My Time of Dying" by Led Zeppelin off their Physical Graffiti album. It'll change your life. So, hey, you know what movie I love? Almost Famous. I don't know if you people like that movie, but that's really my childhood, man. That music, oh boy, listening to that music is. I also like the TV show The Wonder Years because it was like that's the time that I grew up with. So Jack Peters says 100%. Phil Collins, yep, Phil Collins had a great career. I love Genesis when Phil Collins with them, and I like Genesis when Phil Collins left them. So Genesis was really good when Luther was in a band. Steven, were you into jazz? Daryl, actually, I was. I am. And again, my love for music, I'm really, really blessed. My parents, I grew up with music playing. So Sarah Vaughan, just you name it, man. Listening to Stan Getz, Miles Davis, just everyone. So my parents growing up with all these bands and all of these great singers, Ella Fitzgerald, and so my mom, everybody be cleaning the house, and my mom would be singing, and my dad, and when they left the house, we put on our music, and we'd be still cleaning and doing our chores. So we want to get our ass kicked, but yeah, it's wonderful to grow up in a home with music, and I was really blessed that my parents love music, and I am, like I said, there's not a day that goes by where I don't listen for hours of music. When I wake up in the morning, all day long, music comes on. I just love music. Buddy Guy, yeah, wow. Like I said to you, I play drums, and Buddy Guy and his Gretsch drum set and playing on my things like that. Yep. So my Jack Peters, my sister gave me Almost Famous in the DVD. My sister wrote a note to listen to the CD Tommy by the Who, get a candle, and it get me into rock and roll from that day forward. I love that scene. I love that scene where the sister gives the brother if some of you the sister moved leaving the house, moving in with her boyfriend, but she left a little present for her little brother, and it was music. And he opens it up, and it was Tommy. And the weird part about it, my first albums that I bought, I think, was Sly and the Family Stone. I love Sly. I love Sly. But I think so. Sly was one of my first albums, and I think one of my next albums after that was Tommy. And it's precious scene in that movie where Tommy she writes, "Listen to this and it'll change your life." And you know what? It does. Jack Peters, did I ever listen to the Jam from England? I did, but not really into that. Although the joke I always have about punk bands, when people say what was my wedding song, I always say a song by the Tough Arts. My Love Is Like Nuclear Waste. That was my wedding song. It wasn't, but I always thought I'd make a funny joke. So Neil Diamond. Hey, Neil Diamond's a legend. I saw Neil Diamond with my wife, and there was all these old ladies throwing panties and stuff at him. But I did defy anyone not to sing "Sweet Caroline" along with him. And hello, hello. Neil Diamond is great, but I love Neil Young. Now that's my guy. I love Neil Young. Talk about it's I think it's 700 pages. I read his autobiography. And two of the greatest albums in history, Harvest and After the Gold Rush by Neil Young. He hurt his back, and he wrote those two albums in like a 6x8 room with a back brace on. So J Dub, who was the Wonder Years theme song? I do believe that was Joe Cocker. What would you do if you sang out of tune? So, lead singer, Down by the River. Yeah, I play that song. And like I said, Guillermo, that's a great song because it's 4 chords. And you just hold that A chord. Down by the river. I saw. Yeah. Illmatic, you saw Neil Young a couple years ago. Yeah. Just legendary. Neil, and obviously Neil as a solo artist, but also part of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. So together, just wrote great. He's crazy, Neil Young. The stories you ever read about Crosby, Stills, and Nash, he just left them middle of a tour. I think I want to just do my stuff now. I don't want to do this anymore. I shot my lady. The Eagles. I can't tell you why. Yeah. Oh, I love that song too, Guillermo. Yeah. I absolutely love that song. Eagles, again, I play a lot of their music. Uh, just great composers. Really, I don't think they're appreciated as much as they should be. So, yo, Prince is up there too. AK Sourguard. In fact, I was fooling around the other day with Illmatic singing the uh, some Purple Rains and the Beautiful Ones. Is it me? I want you, baby, baby, baby. So Prince changed the game. Yeah, Prince was a great guitarist, great composer, great performer. Prince was the deal, man. And also if you think about the music he wrote that other people recorded, man, Sheena Easton and all these other bands. God, Janis Joplin. Janice was she was dead really 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 young, so she had great pipes, and there was a couple of songs, but she was pretty much gone by the time I really got into music. So yeah, Prince was an all-around beast. Name your favorite lead guitarist and favorite bass guitarist. Lead guitarist is Jimmy Page. Favorite bass player, John Entwistle from The Who. Just John Entwistle, fantastic. Chris Squire of Yes, fantastic. Favorite drummers I ever saw, Neil Peart from Rush, Carl Palmer from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Bonham was a great drummer, but he was more of a banger, man. You go to concerts and you see Rush, and the guy had like 400 drums, and then you see Zeppelin, and he'd have a bass drum, one bass drum, like 2 tom-toms, a floor tom-tom, and a thing, and so he had like this little kit, and you just heard this banging all night, like this guy was an animal. So my favorite guitarist is Page. My favorite bass player is Entwistle. Favorite drummer, like I said, or best drummer I ever saw was Neil Peart. Keyboardist Rick Wakeman was awful good. Keith Emerson was an awful good keyboard player. So, but also Stevie Wonder, man. Stevie Wonder, just unbelievable. Little Red Corvette, yeah, I love that song. When Doves Cry, I love just that, that whole album. Uh, yeah, Jack Peters, you think I'll have more luck as a YouTube music conversator? Yeah, yeah, Bonzo is best, yeah. Bonzo, and also the drummer in Black Sabbath. You want to see an animal? Go on YouTube and watch War Pigs from Black Sabbath live in Paris. The guy is just an animal. I don't know how you can play drums like that at that. Just unbelievable. But there's a lot of great drummers. Ginger Baker played in Cream. Fantastic drummer. But a lot of them had double bass and so Lee Fields, you got me. Illmatics, leave it to Illmatics. Am I down with Lee Fields? I'm not familiar with Lee Fields. So Joy Sims got me on another one. Oh, good stuff. Let me write that down. Lee Fields, because I love finding new music all the time. So Lee Fields, and please turn your boy on. Turn the old fox on to good stuff. What the guy's name from Def Leppard? Def Leppard was great. They had Mutt Lange, one of the great producers, behind them. So Def Leppard had a couple of excellent albums. Jack Peter, Ginger Baker, yeah. Well, that whole band. You had Eric Clapton on guitar, one of the great guitarists of all time. Jack Bruce on bass, one of the great bass players of all time, and Ginger Baker on drums. You can't do that. And Clapton went from Cream to Blind Faith with Stevie Winwood. I play a lot of Blind Faith, Can't Find My Way Home, and all this other stuff. You know, Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers is a fantastic bass player, and the guitarist is magnificent. Frusciante, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. All right, Illmatic, Sharon Jones, and I'm writing this down. Thank you, Illmatic. You're awesome. I love you, man. I haven't told you lately, so let me write that down. I love listening to good new music that makes me smile. Jones and Dap. King. Thank you. Turn your brother on, fellas. I love all types of music. Foxy, now's a good time to listen to Chick Corea since he just recently passed. Yes, I'm familiar. I listen to Chick Corea, but you know what? I'm going to throw that on tomorrow as a respect for the guy. He did a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. Jack Peters, Stephen, please watch the movie Searching for Sugar Man. If you love 60s music, that documentary will take you away. All right, so Sugar Man. Thank you so much, man. Like I said to you, my life is music. I don't know if you can see. Got 3 guitars over here to the right. That's my beautiful wife above. So I got guitars, and hold on, I can't do it because I got guitars all over the place here, man. So I got my PRS guitar. I got 3 Taylor acoustics. I got a Taylor 12-string, 2 6-strings, Marshall amps, all my pedals. And as I say to people, I'm a terrible guitarist, but I hope to be bad one day. So I was horrible. Now I'm terrible and hope to be bad. Because like we were saying about hoops, you could play and you play and play and practice and do your pentatonic and you do all your scales. There's just people that from God, man, the way they play, and no matter how much you practice, you'll never be with them. But I was very lucky that I have a very good ear and I have a great rhythm. I have natural rhythm. So I'm a very good rhythm guitarist and stuff like that. That's why if you hear me, I have very sensitive ears. So when State's on or Eric's on, I hear the chirp in their smoke alarm in their homes, and it drives me crazy because I have crazy musician type hearing like that. I hear the littlest things, littlest imperfections. So when they're doing their takes and I hear that damn chirp of that smoke alarm, it drives me crazy because it's like loud in my head. So let's see, Freddie Jackson. Oh yeah, for sure. So Jack, nothing. I'll definitely check it out, man. I'll definitely. Foxy, when are we gonna jam? Yeah, hopefully when this damn pandemic is over. So Spanish Fantasy, check it out, my friend. Yeah, absolutely. So the Black Keys, again, very good, very very good band. They're a new band, obviously, but a very good band. I don't know. Listen to a little Black Crowes also, for some reason. Manchild Skinnerd, Leonard Skinnerd. I saw Leonard Skinnerd at the Casino Arena in Asbury Park. It was more like a gymnasium, standing crowd. So I was like second or third row. Wow. And it's weird because I like music with certain rhythms. Certain rhythms of country type bands were never my thing. They were magnificent concert, just magnificent. And I think it may have been one of their last concerts before the tragic plane crash. But I saw them in, like I said, in Asbury Park, in a gymnasium type of thing, and they were spectacular, man. It's hard to, when you hear great bands like that, it's hard. Okay, I see y'all. Okay, Steely Dan, Steely Dan, and I didn't say this, Steely Dan is probably my 3rd favorite band. I adore Steely Dan. I mean, adore. So Asia, is probably one of the greatest albums in history. And obviously the thing that makes Steely Dan so spectacular is that basically you had 2 guys, my brain in my old age, Donald Fagen and Becker, and great composers, but they got all studio musicians. So the bass players, the drummers, and a lot of them played on soul. So that's why they're rhythms, but just Pretzel Logic, I love that album by them, Pretzel Logic. Just Steely Dan, like I said, and a lot of their stuff is sampled. So, but Steely Dan, oh my God, they're just fantastic. Dave Matthews, good. I play, so for acoustic songs, Stay, and a lot of stuff, I definitely have played in my time. Billy Joel is great. I saw probably about 7 times Elton John. Wow. My wife and I saw him a lot of times, but we were lucky to see him play an acoustic night with just a percussionist, him just on piano, no other members other than a percussionist. Talk about just sheer talent. Oh my God. Elton, Madman Across the Water. If you're not familiar with that album, check it out. It is, again, Queen. Queen was a great band. I saw Queen, like I said, Freddie Mercury, Brian May, just legendary performers, man. But unique, their sound. I don't know. There were Peter Cetera, again, Chicago, one of the bands I grew up with. I'm a man playing drums and stuff like Chicago. I played so many. At that time, it was the Chicago Transit Authority, but Chicago, again, people, if you're not familiar with Chicago, they had so many great songs. So, yeah, Justin Smith, Elton John, Measure Man, yep, great. Yeah, Elton John, just prolific. Simon and Garfunkel, Jack Peters, yeah, legendary. People don't realize Paul Simon is a fantastic acoustic guitar player, and a lot of these guys, Steely Dan, some of these bands, I hate them because they're using jazz chords that you gotta be an elite musician. I'm really good with just regular old fashioned bar chord or first position chords, but these guys, I don't know, they must have hands like Kawhi. I don't know how they get the chord formations. They're using these jazz chords that are just crazy. Yeah, Cat Stevens is another one. One of the first guys I listened to because another, all the stuff I played by Cat Stevens on acoustic guitar. Chicago, Make Me Stop, Smile. Oh, yeah. In fact, the guitarist in Chicago, Kath, a lot of musicians back in the day, Hendrix, they asked him who his favorite guitarist was, and he said the guitarist from Chicago. So Air Supply, nah, that's a little too bubblegum for me. I think they did some good stuff. So, oh my God, Hoodie Kev has made a miraculous recovery. Color Blocks, are you there?
Yeah, this has been great. I don't even want to talk. I just want to keep listening.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I must. When I talk music, Kev, are you there? I know my Kev is not feeling well, so I was saying prayers for you, buddy. AKJ, you may have to start a music channel, bro, discussing and giving your opinions and knowledge of old school music. Hey, I'd love to, but I'd love to do it with my family, with you guys and anybody else. I know Freezy. One of the things I love about my Freezy is that we have this chemistry that comes from God. So Freezy could say a line that goes over most people's heads, and then I'll know, but I know the song it comes, and I'll say that, and he'll give that great Freezy laugh, and then I'll say something, and Freezy gets it. So we got this thing, Freezy and I, that's awful, awful special, and I'm really blessed to have him in my life, man. Oh, Jack Peters, don't go there. Jeff Beck. Oh, I love Jeff Beck. Because we ended as lovers. You want to hear a great... I think Stevie Wonder wrote that song, too, if I'm not... that is one of the great instrumental guitar tracks in history. Oh, my God, Jeff Beck. And the weird part is Jeff Beck... Richie Blackmore of Deep Purple, my wife and I met him. Jimmy Page, they all grew up within a mile and a half of each other. So it's kind of weird that 3 of the greatest guitarists in history grew up only, knew all of them, grew up so close to each other. Deep Purple, Richie Blackmore, Getting back to Guillermo, one of the great guitarists I've ever seen, and just but also technical. Just you could hear every note. Some guitarists are just not clean. They're playing fast, but it's kind of dirty. Blackmore was amazing, amazing. Jack Peters, don't forget about me. Let's start that music chat. I won't. So, hey, State of New York, drop that link. I will, but I don't know. So, hey, Color Blocks, talk to me. I don't want to, now that you're here, I was alone, so I was talking. I don't want to talk over you, man. Talk to me. You want to talk Knicks? You want to talk music? You want to talk life?
Well, it's so funny you're talking music, man. We have each other's emails. I'm gonna send you a picture. It's gonna give away my identity, but we need it.
You still haven't bought that Lucha Libre mask?
No. Well, I just think it's so interesting because like I studied music in college. This is always a fascinating conversation to have. I never get to talk. I never get to talk about music with other people.
Well, good. We're gonna do that. Maybe on off nights we could have a music night besides the Knicks night. Let me cut in for a second. Kevin, how are you feeling, buddy? I was gonna send you a thing to have some chicken soup. Chicken. They called it Jewish penicillin. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. Why you ask if I'm doing bad or something?
I thought you were coughing, or was that? I must have got the email, the text thing tonight. Was that Freezy not feeling well?
Oh, it wasn't for me. Yeah, I got to see that. That wasn't me.
Oh, I got all confused. I thought it was you because it was so many people, and I looked at it. I thought so. It must be my brother Freezy not feeling well. That he has coughing and he has body aches and stuff like that.
I thought it was you.
No, I'm feeling good, as you could tell. I feel good.
I see that you was holding down the fort for like 2 hours, so
Yo, hey, when in doubt, go to the things you love the most, and I love the Knicks, and I love my music. So, we talked about the Knicks a little, but man, it's nice to talk. So, you want to talk music? You want to talk Knicks? You want to talk life? You tell me.
Well, I can talk about how it's been raining for like 3 days straight here in the North Carolina Triangle area.
Do you have to shovel?
No.
Then don't complain about 3 days of rain, because all of us up here north, and then my brother Color Blocks knows what we've been going through. So
it's very sloshy, and wet, and we have like black ice kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I know down south. I know Texas is getting murdered too. I sent a note to Sima Singh. Hopefully everything's okay with our boy Sima.
Too cold if I leave this door open for a little bit?
No, you can leave that door open a little bit. I don't care. That's all right.
Yeah, so as you can see, I'm at work another night.
No worries.
Having some issues here with the water. Older buildings,
Yeah. Oh, you mean like lead?
No, like dripping.
Okay. Good. Dripping you can fix. Lead you can't.
I don't know if this is
just
a good
ask
thing
Flint.
or not. Oh well, yeah. I wouldn't consider this good. It's a nuisance, really.
Yeah. So what do you have, pots all over catching the drips?
We actually like buckets, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we've all lived through that in our years. Hey, Jack Peters is asking about Creedence Clearwater Revival, CCR. I love my CCR. I don't know. So, Kev, you talk some music. What's the bands that impacted your life, or are you into music like that?
Music mind you, I was born in the 80s. And grew up in the 90s.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, I love my generation. Coming from I guess you would say urban type of background. I love R&B and neo soul. Oh man. So here's the thing, funny thing. I am a huge New Edition fan. I love New Edition. When I was a kid, I used to know all the dance moves and steps. See most of their videos. So huge New Edition fan. That kind of New Jack Swing era kind of music. AP Trader, no, I actually hate Q Sweat.
The ladies did.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that they didn't. But it's too much about. He's as we call a whiner, and I don't have time for all that whining. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, granted, even though through all his legal troubles, I guess you could say I'm a huge R. Kelly fan. But you know, the man can make some music. Granted, he can do other things.
R. Kelly,
Yes.
absolutely. If you take all the other stuff out of the way, man, hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Writing and performing
Yeah.
and yeah, for sure.
So I'm a big fan of like Guy and
Illmatic just said that.
Oh yeah.
Did you like
the whole-
Boomerang?
No. But
The soundtrack to Boomerang and
so here's the thing about New Edition people don't realize. They're one of the only groups ever, right? Think about this. Between like 88 and 92, as a group, New Edition had #1 hits. Bobby Brown had #1 hits. Ralph Tresvant had #1 hits. BBD had #1 hits. And Johnny Gill had #1 hits. Then they came back together as a group again and had #1 hits. How many groups can you know that can have hits as a group and then separate, have hits individually, come back together and have more hits?
that's talent. Talent.
I mean,
and
that is
great producers.
Well, I mean, you can think. I can't think of their names. I mean, obviously you had Teddy Riley and I can't think of their names. Jesus, I can't think of their names. But yeah, so I'm a big fan of them. But yeah, I'm not. Here's something weird. I don't like rap. I'll listen to like. I guess radio rap, if that's what they want to call it. But not even today's rap. Today's rap, I have literally no idea what these people even be talking about, and I feel old when I say that. Like I feel ancient. I was like, God, you know, rap in my day, and I hate that it makes me feel old when I say that. I had like Notorious B.I.G. and the Locks and Jadakiss and people like that. And actually had a message of everything. And yes, I'm team Biggie. Pac was okay. Team Biggie all day. I just like music with messages. So.
What about rhythm and stuff?
I mean, R&B, rhythm and blues. I mean, yeah, that's my thing. Like I said, it kind of went down a list, and that's not even like the female vocalists. Like you're just amazed. Case in point, before the Super Bowl, they were talking about the performance at Whitney Houston. I think it was a '92 Super Bowl, and Whitney Houston performed the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah, legendary.
I think it was '92. But what's funny is they played that song on the radio like it was his own song. That's how the impact that Whitney Houston had, and it's a tragedy that, you know, her life kind of spiraled downward the way it did. But vocally, I can't think of any female artist in any genre who probably has the vocal range of Whitney Houston. The fact that you can turn the Star Spangled Banner and you can play it on like local radio stations like it's a regular song, that's talent.
Yeah. Hey, Coach Colorblocks, I got your email.
Yeah.
You're a handsome dude.
Hey, man. Thanks. I appreciate it.
And you know the crazy thing about it? I love classical music.
Yeah.
Beethoven, Brahms, Chopin. I listen to all types of music, like I said. So, but if you listen to that music, then
It usually is one.
you hear a lot of licks in the rock. You know, like I said, Richie Blackmore and a few of the others. They took a lot of stuff from the classical, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I was like a late bloomer onto that whole thing. I was not like none of my family musicians and nothing like that. And then we listened to music growing up and stuff. And then when I was like 12 or 13, which is exceptionally late to start becoming a classical musician, I like, you know, they had like a little piano program at the school or whatever with these little rinky-dink Yamaha keyboards. And then I just picked it up really fast. And I remember, and I just like fell in love with like listening to music, and I was always listening to music. And I think when I was around 16 or 17, I was playing basketball pretty seriously at that point. And then I remember my piano teacher coming up to me, because I was still playing on the side. He was like, if you want to go to music school, like you have a shot. You may be able to do it. And I did. And I just like I played and I did the auditions, and lo and behold, that was how I ended up in that world. But I don't know. it was just really great to hear you talk about music, and I don't know. That's it. You know my identity now, Steven. It has to stay safe with you.
Say that again.
I said, you know my identity now, Steven. It has to stay safe.
Oh, but
with you.
it's safe. It's safe with me. like I said, I'm down like that. But I love that you have that background, man. That's real music. Just meaning that's real music. And to play it, I can't tell you how much. Guitar, piano's a real. I mean, piano and violin. Those are real musicians. And guitar, you cheat. So. Wow, that's very impressive, man, and it's good for the brain. It's good for the brain.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what, Steven, if you want suggestions, like everyone should be listening to Chick Corea since he just passed.
Yeah,
that's the thing everyone should be listening to, because you want to talk about influence. It's like this is a guy that played multiple instruments. He was a piano prodigy, but he has an interesting place in music history and modern musical history. He was a jazz guy first and foremost, and so when he was young, he played with Miles Davis, but he caught on to Miles Davis towards the end of Miles Davis's playing career when he was really branching out. And then Chick Corea goes from being a straight jazz guy. He releases Now He Sings, Now He Cries in 1968, and then he does like this all electric band with the Chick Corea Electric Band in the 70s, and he was like one of the leading guys for fusion jazz and fusion rock and roll and progressive rock and roll. Those guys were opening for the Zeppelins and the Rushes of the world, those jazz guys.
Yeah.
So he kind of leads the charge on electric piano playing and the Rhodes. He was the Rhodes guy. Like the Fender Rhodes that everyone listens to on classic rock tracks was Chick Corea.
Yeah.
And then as you can listen to, and it keeps going on. He played till he was 80. And he was still playing, and he played multiple instruments, and he played every genre you could think of. He did classical tracks, he did jazz tracks, he did rock and roll tracks. Herbie Hancock was his bandmate, and Herbie Hancock was the guy who did Rocket, which is like the first hip hop track, more or less. So that tells you where these guys were going. And
if people know the bands like Zeppelin and stuff, they stole all their music from the Chicago blues guys.
Yeah.
Like the first album is literally every great song by Zeppelin was a famous old song by Robert Johnson or Howlin' Wolf and all these guys back in the day. And the thing that was they didn't give him credit to years later, so people thought Page and actually wrote that music. It's like, no, man, he didn't. So
it's like you could listen to 3 different Chick Corea tracks from 3 different decades, and you'll hear 3 different types of music that have been mastered, which is insane. Like not many musicians have done that ever. That was why I brought that up. I was like, everyone should listen.
But
to
those
Chick
guys,
Corea.
they're in a class, like I said, Chick Corea, but Herbie, but like Page. People don't realize Page and John Paul Jones of Zepp, they were studio musicians.
Right.
So Jimmy Page played on Tom Jones. John Paul Jones did all the arrangements for Hermits and all these things. So when you know music theory like that, and just by they could do it's math. It's math. They how'd you come up with that solo? Well, pretty easy because there's only certain things you can play when you're playing in those that scale and stuff like that. But so I love all that. Hey,
Can I say one thing real quick, Foxy? To RF Gaming, this might sound very weird, but one, I can't stand Sade. She's like my number one top list. Can't hate Sade. Yeah, can't stand
You're
her.
Kidding.
Never like one of her songs. Period.
Smooth Operator and
she annoys me to the point where it's just like no. And to all the people in the
you don't think she was fine either?
I mean, looks has nothing to do with it. I mean, if I could
Yeah,
look at
but
her video on mute, then that's fine.
Oh man, I happen to really like Sade. I always loved her stuff, man. Yeah, she's smooth.
Yeah, no, not a big fan of Sade whatsoever. I'm more of an Anita Baker fan.
What's happening?
I love Anita Baker.
Two different styles. Yeah.
Two different styles, but I guess they were saying the same era musically, I guess, but not a big fan of that. And to SKOE, you're right, Patti LaBelle is crazy. She will kick off her shoes in a second, and I still love her patty pies. And the last thing I wanted to say
You didn't
is
like the rhythms on Sade's music, even if she wasn't singing. You didn't like the boom, the bass and everything, the guitars in the background. That was great rhythm stuff, man.
I can honestly tell you, never like one of her songs. Like if I hear a song come on, I'm turning the station.
Oh man.
No, can't do it. Just, I don't know. I just can't get into her. So yes, RC Creative, I hate Sade. Almost as much as I hate Reggie Bullock, but that's a different subject.
Well, we could talk Knicks, I guess. I didn't catch the beginning. Did we talk the Knicks game against the Hawks?
We did. We talked a little, but this is, like I said, it's always freestyle night with Foxy. So we talk Knicks, we talk music, we talk life, anything you want to talk about. We did talk about it that they shot 50% from three tonight. The Knicks, 17 for 34. My favorite statistic, we're 12-3 now with Peyton scoring 5 baskets. And also I was shocked, my biggest thing coming into the game was with Clint Capella. They're the number 5 team in rebounding. He's a monster on offensive boards. And the same thing with Collins, and we were able to get by. So
I have my whole theory on that, and it's only been 2 games about this whole Nerlins Noel taking over for Mitch thing. It's only been 2 games. There's not nearly enough data for this. But we'll see. We average, so with Mitch, up until these past 2 games, we average giving up 42 points a game or 44 points a game in the paint.
Right.
And we've stood within that range for the past 2 games without Mitch. Like, that hasn't changed. It's been like 46 and 41 or something like that.
Well, we were 34 points. We gave up 42 tonight.
Yeah, that's our average.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, how much of a difference is Mitch making? Because one thing I've thought about this whole year, because we've looked at Mitch so much, is that I think what Mitch does, one, is not irreplaceable. That's the first thing. And then secondly, from what it looks like, Tibbs has got a system for his bigs. As in, he can just hockey sub them in and out as to what they want to do on defense. And I keep seeing that. Like, Noel hasn't done anything differently than Mitch has done. For better or for worse, right? They both can't catch, and they both seem to not be aware of
I don't know if you heard me earlier saying, hey, Coach, do we have the 2 worst hands for 5s in the league?
Oh, my God.
The Butterfingers, both of them.
What's craziest about Noel versus Mitch? So Mitch just has bad hands, right? Mitch, has trouble catching the ball. Noel can catch the ball, but for some reason, he has this uncanny ability to not understand when he might be catching a pass. It doesn't make any sense. Like, he'll get in these really good positions, and I'm like, yeah, you get in that position because you're looking to get the ball there. You should be anticipating a pass towards you.
Yeah, although Randall's pass was about 200 miles per hour.
Oh, sure, but like, he gets
into these
spots where you should be catching a pass, and then he looks confused when someone throws him the ball. It's like, how do you even get to that ability? Anyways, whatever. He's not. Him and Mitch are like kind of the same thing, in terms of what they do. I think Noel's a bit of a better defender, maybe on the inside, on the interior. He's a little more disciplined than Mitch is.
He doesn't leave his feet as much as Mitch.
The one thing that Mitch has as an advantage is that he can switch onto anybody pretty much. He's got that, you could switch Mitch onto a guard, and he can probably do a decent enough job. Whereas I don't think he can do that with Nerlins Noel.
Yeah, he'll get blown by.
But they're both skinny, they're both tall, they're both lanky, they both can't catch, but they're both good shot blockers, have the length. I think Noel's a better rebounder, even though the numbers don't necessarily back. They average the same number of rebounds. I think they're very similar kinds of rebounders. I don't know. I want to keep watching this for the next month. This is my storyline. I'm like, is what Mitch brings replaceable? Is it a system thing? And if we keep averaging the same amount of points in the paint as we do with and without Mitch, then we can think about Mitch at that point.
What's your gut telling you, Coach? Do you think we're going to go 6 weeks without making a move at the 5? Or
we will, and I already said who I think my ideal situation for a player is.
who?
Al Horford.
Oh, with that contract?
That's exactly why he makes so much sense. We're like
Talk to me.
we're the only team, so I don't think we're gonna make a move for Levine or Beal or nothing like that. I highly doubt it. But that cap space we have has to go somewhere. My guess is it's gonna go towards a buyout or a big contract like Blake Griffin or Al
Yeah.
Horford. And if you look at what Horford's doing, first of all, he's averaging 14 points a game this year. We need a stretch 5, like terribly bad.
Terribly bad.
Terribly bad. He fits all of our spots that we need in terms of offense and positions. You can put him and Noel as a front court off the bench once Mitch comes back, and you'll be pretty good there. So he spreads the floor. He's a veteran, which Tibbs loves. We are one of the few teams that can actually take on that contract without it hampering our team. That's gonna be the big thing. We can take on that contract, and they probably have to give us something to
Picks.
take on that contract. Yeah. I just think it makes too much sense from all sides. We need someone to shoot threes. We're sorely lacking shooting on this team. I think he ticks all the boxes of a thing we need. The only detriment is the contract, but again, we have that cap space, and it'll come off the books though. That's the thing. It's going to come off the books. Or Blake Griffin, same kind of deal, where it's like we just need someone who's got a big contract that no one wants, that we can actually afford to take, and we go from there. I think that's the move.
I don't know if he changed it, but I was stunned earlier, just a week or so ago. He didn't have a dunk yet this year, Blake Griffin.
Yeah, he just plays on the outside now.
I know, but you think of Blake,
He used to lead the league in dunks. Yeah.
You can't think of him saying, yeah, I know his game has changed. He's a little older. He had injuries, but he's going to still get his dunks. No, I think he's done that. But getting back to Al. So Al, 14.8 points so far this season, 7 rebounds a game, almost 4 assists, shooting almost 40%, 39.6 from 3.
It makes too much sense for us.
81% from the foul line. He's a vet. I've never heard anything bad about him in the clubhouse. You?
Nope. I think it makes too much sense.
And so this year, 27.5. Next year, 27. And in 2022, 23, 26.5.
Yep.
Oh boy, so that's a lot.
And that's what I'm saying. You can eat the contract now with the cap space.
Yep.
And then if he just flames out, you get rid of him because another team's going to want that contract as well. So it's one of those moves where it's like it's a high risk it's a low risk high reward.
Yeah, it changed the team dramatically very quickly.
Yeah,
first Rose, and then you're adding a stretch 5 like that. A solid veteran knows, sets nice picks,
sets
picks,
good
screens, exactly.
They would give us a pick too. I'm sure they would give us a pick.
Yeah, that'd have to be in the mix.
So you could think about it that, or Blake is the same thing, but teams rarely do business with the same team twice in a thing.
Yeah, Kev, what do you think, Kev, of us getting Horford?
I mean, he would add a different dimension to the offense. I mean, he's a pro's pro, so I don't really see the harm in getting him. I feel like he would complement and wouldn't kind of distract from the natural flow of the offense already because, because he is more of a stretch 5. Got some girth in him, which is something that we kind of need if we're going to be, I guess, serious moving forward and having to deal with the Embiids and even though Brook Lopez isn't like a post guy, like a Brook Lopez or, put a body on DeAndre Jordan. So, yeah, I mean, it's all about matchups if you want to, take the next steps and how can we get better matchup against a better team. So,
He'll be 35. He'll be 35 in about 3 months.
I mean, you're not asking him to come in and be a superstar or anything.
No,
you're asking him to come in and play a role. And yeah, I think he's gotten comfortable with the role that he's been given lately in his career, and so he can only be a benefit, really. I'll see. I mean, some people will get on his contract, but
If he flames out, you ship him back off. That's the thing. Like the same way that we would take on an expiring or a big contract for cap relief, you could do the same thing for another team who needs cap relief. You just say, okay, we got this big expiring deal. Do you want it? He's a desirable expiring deal, especially for like a championship team.
I mean, it depends. Like, how many years are left on his deal before it becomes an expiring deal?
It's like 3 years, 2-3 years.
2 more years after this one.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be. It'd probably be like this year, all the next year, and then the third year. Well, technically, we'd be set with him next year.
Yeah.
If we trade for him.
Or what if even if he's like awful, you just cut him. If we're gonna pay Joe Kim Noah like 2 more years.
And $6 million.
Yeah,
Well,
like that's Plan Z, right?
the-
But you can still do that.
Well, the thing about it is, I don't think Noah was making $27 million. I think
It's like 6 or 7.
here's the thing: you don't want to load up a team full of dead money, thinking that you can just cut people all willy nilly and just keep adding dead money on dead
Well, I'll
money.
say forget about the cut. I'm just saying, even if you use him for a 1-year rental, a team's gonna want him.
I've always, the thing about it is, and I rarely ever talk about it. I think I talked about it with Frizzy, like over the phone. Like I'm a big fan of the business side of sports. Like I love roster management. And like NBA, NFL, MLB. Like to me, off seasons are almost exciting as regular seasons about how to put together a team. And it all depends, because when you have these exorbitant contracts, right? Like Al Horford. I don't even know why Philadelphia gave Al Horford that contract in the first place. Here's the thing: you would need a team that has enough salary cap to absorb the contract, plus you would have to take something back in return. Like the Knicks aren't always going to have this $18 million in cap space. And if we got Al Horford, depending on who we shipped off, it's going to take a big chunk, if not all of it, to get it. So we're not going to have the luxury of just adding money under the cap also. And I don't think I think Atlanta, or not Atlanta, there's one team that might have like $3 million in cap space right now. That can actually absorb a contract. Because
I think that cap space is going somewhere, though. It has to go somewhere.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to. I think
it does. It does, because if you don't use the cap space, it goes to the players, and that ain't happening.
Yeah.
I mean,
that ain't happening.
Wouldn't be the worst thing.
That's just
it'll be divided up. I mean, it could. It's not impossible for it to happen. That's the thing about it.
Has that ever happened?
Has that ever happened, chat? Because if a team
I would have to
look
at it, because obviously
if a team has cap space, then that cap space goes to the players on the current roster.
Exactly.
I don't think that's happening.
I mean, it may not be. Here's the thing: I'm pretty sure that teams have, like I said, a team might finish the season with like $2 million in cap space, right?
That's fine.
But and so you'll spread that around. So I'm pretty sure it has happened. If you want to put it in the context of has it happened, I'm pretty sure it has. But when you talk about like what we're like 15
million? Yeah, I don't think.
I think it's like 15. I think it's at 15 million.
That's going to a player, man. Because if it's like $2 million left over, that's divided up by 15 players. So
I mean, if it's 15 million divided by 15 players, that's $1 million each.
Yeah, they ain't doing that. They
could.
They ain't doing that. They ain't doing that.
But I don't know if you would make a move to just make a move, unless it makes sense. I mean, they don't. That's the thing about it. They don't have to, because this money will still roll over into next year. So it's still not like a thing that they have to get rid of it. I'm pretty sure they would do something smart. I would hope not. And if nothing smart happens, then they just have it and it just rolls over.
Yep. Freezy, is that you?
That's interesting.
Yeah,
man.
What?
I
Freezy,
have been talking. I've been talking the whole time. I didn't know what was going on.
Oh, I think the Knicks have to make a move with this money. Yeah, we can. I was saying the Knicks have to make a move with this money. They ain't just gonna hold on to it. I just don't see that happening.
No, because Dolan has to cut the check regardless, right? So Dolan has to cut the check regardless, right? These dudes put this money in escrow for like the amount of salary cap for a year, and they don't have, the owners don't touch that money. That money's gonna either go to A player or D players.
Yeah, it ain't going to the players.
You know, so I mean, so I heard what Foxy was saying about classical music. I found it to be disrespectful. What?
In what
Man,
way?
I know I'm like 37 minutes behind, but hey, you didn't even mention how a lot of us learned classical music in the first place. Like for give you an example. So how did you get turned on to classical music?
Me?
No, we were talking about
Yeah.
me, Freezy.
Oh,
Yeah, we were talking about
No,
me,
is
Freezy.
it about Clubhouse? No, is it?
Yeah, I'm the classical musician.
Or was Foxy talking about what Foxy was talking about Led Zeppelin?
Oh, I
They
see.
may have the two greatest songs ever. If you ever heard this song Kashmir, dog, oh my god. And if you ever heard this song Stairway to Heaven, dog, it's crazy. And Kev W talking about New Edition, they are so overrated.
What the? Hold on. Listen. I can sit here and I can have you talk about Kevin Knox, but I refuse for you to sit here and disgrace the great New Edition.
ladies and gentlemen, we have an alert. We have an alert, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Wright likes something more than Kevin Knox. Don't, you can talk about Kevin Knox, but don't talk about First Edition. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
Breaking news. Wow.
I grew up
So
with
Kev
New
W.
Edition.
Kev W.
Yeah.
In Boston. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Huh?
Oh,
No,
but
I grew up with New Edition. That's
I was gonna. Okay.
Are you breaking up, Freezer?
I don't think so.
Oh, what were you gonna ask?
What instrument does New Edition play? Anybody in the group?
They don't have to play an instrument.
I think the skin flute.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh,
I
guess it's their prerogative.
someone is playing that for them.
Right. And so what songs did they write?
What songs did they write? They didn't have to write any songs.
What songs did they compose?
They don't got to do all that. All they got to do is listen. All they got to do is show up to the sound booth. All they got to do is show up to the sound booth and lay that magic. And then that's it.
So are you saying that New Edition was great singers?
All of them. Tremendous singers. Did I show down the... Do I got to go back to 1990?
Boo.
Do I got to show you... Got to go about 31 years.
Boo.
Do I got to talk about, Mr. Sensitivity or Lord God, I can't. Why am I having a brain fart?
So Ralph Chesman in his early days was a great singer, right? People like that high tenor voice, kind of like Michael Jackson in a way, right? And Johnny Gill may be the greatest R&B singer of all time. Him and maybe Luther, maybe. But don't tell me Bobby Brown was a great singer. Don't tell me Belle Biv DeVoe were great singers, man. Please.
Belle Biv DeVoe. Hold on. The members. So hold on. So let me break down New Edition. No, let me better break down Belle Biv DeVoe. So Ricky. Okay, there's technically, if you want to take all 6 of them, there's only 4 singers in New Edition. Ralph, Johnny, Bobby, and Ricky. Now, Bobby is probably the least. He's probably if you want to rank them out of 4, Bobby's probably number 4. What Bobby is a great entertainer. Now, if you want to do entertainment, Bobby is a great entertainer. Bobby can put on the show.
Yeah, that's what Bryheim 718 said. Bobby Brown's a great performer, not a singer.
Yeah, so
Right.
that's what Bobby does. Now, vocally, even though Ralph Tresvant is technically the lead singer, as you said, Johnny Gill is the best vocalist, one of the best male R&B vocalists probably of all time. If there was like a Mount
Right.
Rushmore of just male vocalists, Johnny Gill might be on it.
Be on it. He'd be on it. Right.
Ricky can sing, and Ralph is just great. Like I said, that high tenor voice.
Johnny Gill is not a great entertainer like Bobby Brown. If you
No,
combine
he's
Johnny
not a
Gill
great
and Bobby Brown
entertainer.
together, you'd probably have the greatest entertainer of all time if you combine Bobby Brown and Johnny Gill.
My.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Now, here's the thing. They only have one album. It has all 6 members of New Edition, and that's the 1996 album Home Again. It's the only album they have.
I know.
All
I
6.
have it. I play it.
And some great tracks on it. Great
Bobby
tracks.
left while they were recording. Yeah.
Bobby's
like
always doing his own thing.
I like all of them except the last one. Yeah.
Well, the one they did with Diddy?
Tarag.
Is it the one they did in Diddy in 2004? Because that was their last official album as New Edition.
I have all of them.
I'm saying their last official album as New Edition was the one they did under Bad Boys Records in 2004. Trust me, I know. I'm a New Edition fan.
I know.
But yeah, they
had
great.
They had 2 songs on there that I like.
And which album?
On the last album they did, the album with Hot Tonight on it.
That's my jam right there. That's my jam. When I say that's my jam, I tell you that's my jam.
Right. But they also had a historically good song on there, a song called "Rewrite the Memories." Right.
That's a good song. Yes.
So it's a song about making a mistake and wishing you can go back and change what you did because you're so sorry after you realize what the repercussions were. Right. And so what I get at is when we talk about music, you have to have an element of excellence to it, right? For it to be memorable, right? Like I forget the dude that wrote the song "Hey Mr. Tambourine Man." You remember that song?
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, sing a song.
Yeah.
So are you trying to say that New Edition doesn't have a level of excellence?
No, what I'm saying is New Edition. It shouldn't be
Bob
on
Dylan
the
wrote
pantheon of great. Bob Dylan, that's right. So I was gonna say, Bob Dylan's songwriting game is excellent, right?
Oh, for sure, legendary.
Lyrically, maybe only. Yeah, lyrically only.
Lay.
John Lennon.
Oh, Freeze! I'm glad you said this.
Yeah.
Because I was on a brain fart earlier. Maybe you help me. Who were the 2 top songwriters in the new Jack Swing era? I cannot think of their names.
Teddy Riley.
So you got Teddy Riley, and then you got Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Yeah, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. That's I could not think of their names. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
They work with Janet.
Right.
They were everybody in that era.
Yeah.
Like they were everybody. They are musical genius because they wrote everything.
Right, and you know what? Only the Neptunes probably have a bigger catalog. But I'll tell you this: when it comes to their rise, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis started off with the SOS band when the SOS band was nobody. I mean, no, they actually started off with the time with Prince, but I'm talking about being separate and doing their own thing. They started off writing for the SOS band, and so he took this group of talented people that could sing and that could play, but didn't have any music. He took them and just gave them like 2 or 3 songs, and the next thing you know is history in the making. I mean, he went from the SOS band to Janet Jackson to New Edition and went on this path of what we're going to do is we're going to take an album, right, and let it have a legit theme to it, like a legit theme, like whether it was coming of age or taking control of your life or whatever it is. They want to take this one topic, right? Just hit this one small topic, and then we're going to make an entire album or craft an entire album around it. Like the Control album, like Janet Jackson take control of her life. Like New Edition,
Just be
Coming
good to
Home
me.
album about you remember that SOS Band?
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
I love SOS Band.
But I think y'all are sleeping on other bands from the 70s like the Who. Like, who doesn't love the Who, man? Right?
Yeah.
I
You should
mean,
have seen him in concert.
Bro, I had no idea who they were, no lie, and it's a shame on me. Until CSI started coming on TV,
Yeah.
and the 3 CSI series, the 3 and so that was like what,
Won't Get
99,
Fooled
2000,
Again.
something
Yeah.
like that, like 20.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man! When you hear these songs, man, and so I'm a music man. I love all.
Can I ask you in the chat
Yeah.
an impossible question? If you know R&B, because I saw somebody who said something in the chat about one of my personal favorites, "Can You Stand the Rain?" What is a better love song? "Can You Stand the Rain," my new edition, or "I'll Make Love to You" by Boyz II Men?
I'll make love to you like you.
Yeah.
I found it to be one of the most impossible questions because it's so biased. Because you can go with either one.
Which you said, "I'll Make Love to You" or "Can You Stand the Rain"?
Yes.
I guess it depends. I guess it depends on where you were in your life and what you were going through when that song actually came out, right? Right? Because Earth, Wind, and Fire has a song. Oh my gosh, what's the name? Oh my gosh, they had a song that come out, right? And I swear, every dude on my block was just repeating the words to a girl. I can't remember the name of the song right now, but it just came. Man, I just got a bunch of. I think about R.D. Barrett 21 points tonight, and I can't get over. So, Foxy, you ready to get out of here?
Yeah, my boy just came up on my lap on his own accord and said, "Daddy, it's time for doing business." So I'm going to take Champ out in a second. I just got to say, I had a great night. Family, chat, I love you. If I haven't told you lately, let me say it again. I love you, man. Thank you for letting me just jam on music with you, jam on the Knicks, and you just make my life. You just mean a lot to me in my life. I love you guys. I love you, Freezy. I love everybody. And thank you for a wonderful night. I'll see you in a couple days, Wednesday. The only downer is we may not play this Saturday against the Spurs. They're having a COVID thing. We'll find out in a few days, but Saturday's game may be canceled. So we'll see. But
Foxy, when are we going to get together and talk about music?
hey, people in the chat said we should have a show of us just reminiscing, man, and getting everybody involved because it just brings a smile to everyone, and so many songs are like it captures a moment where you say, I remember the people I hung out with when I saw that. I remember my room looking up, the class after school, or it brings back so many. Music really touches everybody's heart in different ways and has such memories. And like you were saying, what's your go-to love song, and what's your good,
Right. The song is "After the Love Is Gone" by Earth, Wind, and Fire. After the love is gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Oh,
Oh my
sure.
gosh.
Yeah.
So here's a parting gift for you, Stephen
Yeah,
Smith.
man.
About 20 years ago in my high school talent show,
I'm heading out too, so.
me
Coach Colorblocks, thank you, and thank you for the
no.
email. That's our secret, man. But
Our secret.
forever, man. You got nothing to worry about.
All right, take it easy, fella.
All right.
Right. But Stephen Fox, 20 years ago at my high school talent show, me and my friends did a remake of the video, "If It Isn't Love." And my God, it took us 3 weeks to get down all the choreography, but we did. And we came in second. And I was highly upset because I thought we were the best. You couldn't tell me we weren't New Edition that day.
Wow.
But who won? What'd they say?
I didn't know.
I don't even remember. I just know we came in second. I mean, that was 20 years ago. We were in high school. I don't even remember. I was so upset that we came in second. It was just two girls. I don't know what they did.
Probably some BS
Now that I
like
think about
Ice Baby or something.
It was two girls. They were the 2005 version of Chloe and Haley, I guess. Before Chloe and Haley.
Maybe they were singing Boogie Oogie Oogie Oogie.
But yeah, it took us 3 weeks.
Oh,
It took us
I love that
3
bass line and that boom boom boom
Yeah.
3 weeks of rehearsing to get all those steps down.
Touch
And let me tell you something. Those steps are not easy.
Especially at 6'3".
Oh my God.
Hey, Foxy, real quick before you go, what's the nicest bass line? What's your favorite bass line in the song? Real quick before you go.
Oh man, there's so many. Oh man, you mean
I tell you mine. Either. I don't care. Either, whatever.
Tell me yours.
Another one bites the dust.
Oh, that's legendary, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Black Cow by Steely Dan. That's a mean bass line in that song.
You like Steely Dan?
That's my third favorite band.
So do you like McDonald?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be there.
Talk about a smooth voice. That's White Soul, man.
Yeah, man.
So
him and Bobby Caldwell. Remember Bobby Caldwell?
Oh hell yeah, man! Man, we got to make a channel. We gotta have our thing about music because everybody loves it. Everybody was into it, and hope everybody had a really good night. Hey, let me take my boy out before I have a wet leg.
All right, man. We'll holler at you later, okay?
Hey, Freezy, again, fantastic morning show this morning. Legendary, the stories, and and I think tonight was just another thing where Knicks are great, but we're with family. We could talk about anything that makes us happy, and it works.
Yeah, man. It's a podcast, so we can go wherever we want.
All right, Champ, say goodbye to your Uncle Freezy. Say goodbye to your cousin Kevin, and love you, chat. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Wednesday is Sunday of participating Carvels.
Yep.
All right, I love you guys.
Night, Freezy. Foxy. It seems to me, Freezy, that you were throwing shade at my boys' New Edition. It seems like you're throwing shade at them.
I'm saying they're
some of
overrated.
the greatest
I'm not
artists.
saying they're not great.
Overrated as a wait. Now, when you say overrated as a group,
Are they?
Or
So for one, are they a group or a band?
they are a group.
Okay. All right. So
Okay,
let's
the
keep
point.
in
Are
mind
the Temptations a group or a band?
the Temptations are an R&B group,
Okay, so New Edition is a group.
right? So you can't compare the Temptations to Kool and the Gang, because Kool and the Gang is a band, right?
Yes.
So when people say, when people say, who is your favorite group, and you can't put the Kool and the Gang in there. You can't put Earth, Wind and Fire in there. You can't put Conjunction in there. You can't put Parliament Funkadelic in there. But in terms of singing groups, you can put the Four Tops, you can put the Shy-Lights, the Spinners, New Edition, the Temptations.
So hold on. Are they one of the top 5? I don't know top 5. Top 3 male R&B groups of all time. I feel like they in my opinion, top 3. Because there's a lot that goes into. Yes. And just off of because here's the thing, right? This is how I look at the test of time when it comes to music, right? Let's take Can You Stand the Rain, for example.
Yep.
Can You Stand the Rain came out in 1988.
88.
1988.
Yep.
So that was 33 years ago. Can You Stand the Rain will come on right now, and you'll sing every word to it. Or try to. Most people will try to. Right?
Yep.
It's a song that will stand the test of time. Okay, another song, like case in point, My Girl. Everybody knows My Girl.
Right.
My Girl came out like 1965. Everybody knows it. So I look at it. Can you have a song that defines you and the group? Now that isn't the case because there's some people that were one-hit wonders, right? Just like a one-hit wonder you never heard from again. But musically, the New Edition has songs from when they were kids, literally kids, to songs when they were adult, full-grown men in their 30s, and they're still performing. Granted, not as a group, But Johnny Gill and Raw Transplant just both released new albums.
Right.
And they keep teasing us with a New Edition comeback. I mean, they'll go on tours together.
They keep teasing you.
They're teasing everybody.
You. I know they ain't, for one, because they're not gonna get together because Bobby Brown's son just passed away.
I mean, everybody in Bobby Brown's life passing away.
Bobby. Yeah, I know that's sad. That's sad, man. But the thing about it is this: you can't say they're top 3 and not name like top 5 groups, right?
Now, are you okay? Are you asking me to name a top 5?
You gotta. All right. So here's the thing: if you list the Temptations and Boyz II Men, right? That means only one other group to be in the top 3,
and that would be New Edition.
Get out of here! Get out of here, man! You capping for this.
I'm really not. New Edition. That's you just named them. Boyz II Men, the Temptations, just off of sheer respect and class. Not saying anything about them, but just saying just out of respect, you got to put some Temptations there. And New Edition. Like there's really no one else that you would supplant them with and have a merit to stand on. Because you're not gonna say someone like Jodeci.
No.
Or well, here's the thing about this, right? The Isley Brothers, I look at them as a band, not a group.
Right. Okay.
So I don't count the Isley Brothers because you said they're a band.
So let me name 2 others. Right? All right. I'm gonna
say the Jackson 5.
The Jackson 5.
They're crazy. A band.
No, the Jackson 5. Come on, dog.
They're a band.
5, really?
They're a band. Do they play musical instruments?
Yeah, some of them do. All right.
So that makes them a band.
Okay. All right. What about the Spinners?
Definitely not.
Hey, dog. Did you know they have more top 20 hits than anybody that you just named? The Spinners have more top 20 hits than all the Temptations and New Edition included. They have more top 20 hits than anybody that you just named.
Are you sure about this?
I'm positive.
I want to Google this because New Edition. Hold on, are you saying New Edition as a whole group? Like New Edition, not BBD or Ralph Tresvant or Bobby Brown or Johnny Gill. Just New Edition.
No,
them as a group.
Johnny Gill is a solo act. Ralph Tresvant is a solo act. And BBD is a group, but I know you're not putting BBD in your top 5.
No.
Bobby Brown is a solo act.
Okay. So if we're just talking about this New Edition as a group, New Edition probably has maybe 10 top 20 songs. Probably a little more, maybe a little less. I would say around 10.
Right.
Right, because you said probably had let's say 3 off their first, another 3 off their second, probably 2 or 3 off their third, and maybe 2 or 3 off their last one. Because they only have 4 albums as a group.
What's the last one? So the last one is the one on Bad Boy, right?
Diddy's on Bad Boy, which had Hot Tonight on it.
Yeah, so I'm only counting 1 off that album, right? And then
really, because Hot Tonight was definitely top 20.
Yep. Yep. But what else
on that album? I gotta think back to that album.
Yeah,
I was on that album.
Yeah, they was. Yeah, the album was trash. The album was trash. They were singing out of the element.
They were. Diddy had them on some stuff that they just weren't on.
But did he try to make them sound like 112? You know what I'm saying? You remember 112? You remember that group 112?
I love 112. Who do not know 112?
Right.
Peaches and Cream is up there.
I'm not saying that they're whack. I'm saying did he try to make them sound like 112?
No, I mean I get that. I understand. I know exactly
Did
what
you see? Did you see the album cover? The album cover. Look what they did. That's not a classic New Edition album cover. They were dressing like little boys.
They were at the time like 35 years old, or in their mid-30s, and Diddy was trying to get them, more modern, I guess, and it just didn't work. He didn't let them do their thing.
Not work. No, it did not work.
I mean, they got one good song out of it. "Hot Tonight" was
Hot Tonight,
a banger.
Well, Rewrite the Memories. I mean, so I'm in New Edition like chat groups, man. People say Rewrite the Memories is up there with Can You Stand the Rain? Almost, not quite. I'm not saying it is. Kind of like up there, and it's a song of their third album. When he did the video in Miami, remember they were on the ship on the water.
That's not the one they were in all white.
Yeah.
That's not the one they were in all white. That was shit. I'm sorry, I can't think. Because that was the number one song of the album.
Right. Yep.
I can't think of the name of that song.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it because I have the album here in my iTunes, Apple Music. I'll find it. Wow. The One Love album. Oh my God, it's so whack.
Break Me Off. Thank you, SKOE. That's the name of the song. Break Me Off.
Not Hit Me. No, not Hit Me Off.
Hit Me Off. Hit Me Off. Hit Me Off. Hit Me Off.
No. It's the song is One More Day.
Come and hit me with the flavor that can say. Oh, that was a good one too.
One More Day, the slow song.
Yeah.
The slow song, One More Day. That's the song I'm talking about, right? That's the song people say. One More Day. We say One More Day. Rewrite the Memories and Can You Stand the Rain are classic New Edition slow jams. So yeah, man. But to be honest with you, I don't think they have enough music to put up a fight with. For instance, I'll give you another group that can be up there, probably top 3. It's a group. There's 2 groups actually, and one group is this group called Surface that put out joints. Surface was dope, and this group called Cameo. Cameo ruled the airwaves for a long time.
Cameo. Wait a minute now. Hold on. I can only think of one Cameo song.
Yeah, I'm still in love with you.
I'm still in love. Don't matter what your friends do. They're just jealous of me and you.
Yeah, that's the song.
And I'll always keep you happy. Because I'm still the man for you. I can keep going.
That's the song. No, please don't. I'm just saying. But yeah, man. So
they say I sound like Johnny in his prime.
The Spinners have this song. Oh, okay. That's what they say, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, so the Spinners have this song called what is it? Hold on. So the Spinners have this song called "It's a Shame," right? It was number 1 in the country, right? And I'll put that song up against anybody's else number 1 song. Yes. I'm serious.
The Spinners.
Oh, Alton Lee said Lakeside. Lakeside was a band though. Yeah, Lakeside was a band. And Kev whittled down the category to just groups that sing, men groups. And so he left out the Four Tops, he left out the Temptations, he left out
I didn't leave out the Temptations.
The Miracles.
I didn't leave out the Temptations. Temptations are right there.
Yeah, you
and to me, here's the thing about the Smokey Robinson. it was just Smokey Robinson and a couple other dudes, right? I hate to be mean to Smokey. I love Smokey, but I couldn't name the other two people in the Miracles.
Right. What about Guy?
I love Guy, but they weren't the same group when Aaron Hall left. When they got replaced with Damien, it just wasn't the same.
No, they replaced Timmy Gatlin with Damien. Damien is Aaron Hall brother.
I know Aaron Hall
They
left.
replaced Timmy Gatlin. Yeah, the group split up.
Yeah, so Aaron Hall left because Aaron Hall went solo.
Yeah. Right, and then Teddy Riley left the group too and formed Blackstreet.
Yeah, but they were still Guy. I thought Damien replaced Aaron. No,
Damien and Aaron are brothers.
I know Damien and Aaron are brothers. I thought.
Yeah. No, Timmy Gatlin always wanted to go. Timmy Gatlin is actually on the album cover. The Future.
I know.
I mean, not the Future, but Guy.
Yeah.
He's actually on the cover. He's the one that left. And Aaron got his brother Damien to come into the group.
It's not gonna work out.
Yeah, man.
So here's the thing. I love Guy. I love Teddy's Jam, and that's my thing. I love, even though this sounded like a song, but it's a song. That's my thing. Teddy's Jam, number 5.
Yeah.
I love Guy, but I don't think Guy is on the level of New Edition. Like, there's other groups that you can. I mean, like I said,
So you're dead set on putting New Edition in the top 3. You actually want to say New Edition is number 1. I got a feeling you want to say New Edition is number 1, but you're being humble.
You
I have a
to.
feeling that you want to say New Edition is number 1.
Here's the thing. I look at groups as a totality, right? And even though you say Johnny Gill's a solo act and Ralph Tresvant's a solo act and Bobby Brown's a solo act and BBD is a different group, there's still New Edition, right? Like there's still elements of New Edition in even in their solo music. So that's why I lump them all together, because they're all the members of New Edition.
Right.
They can go and they can separate and they can do their own thing, but they'll still come back and they'll still be New Edition. And a lot of their songs, what people don't realize is they'll still have other members of New Edition in their solo songs.
Yeah.
So that's why I lump that all together. So when I say My and Fair Weather Friend and Mr. Sensitivity and Poison and My Prerogative and all that, I lump that in as New Edition.
Right.
So that's why I say their collection is pretty big. If you want to look at it that way.
I don't know, because I'm almost at a place where I think the OJs are in that top 3.
Name one OJ song
So you
that's
don't
better than Mr. Telephone Man. I'm not even saying Can You Stand the Rain. I said Mr. Telephone Man.
How about Backstabbers?
No, I think it's still Mr. Telephone Man. It's probably a better song.
No, get out of here.
Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong with my line.
Yeah.
When I dial my baby's number, I get a click every time. I mean, come on now. How you going to beat that?
Backstabbers, dog. They
I like Backstabbers
all the time, trying to take your place. The Backstabbers.
Let me see what the chat says. Chat, what do y'all think?
Come on.
Backstabbers or Backstabbers or Mr. Telephone Man?
I mean, come on. That's
the
easy.
stylistics.
I mean, because Mr. Yeah, the stylistics was fire.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Come on. They are the stylistics really.
the stylistics was fire.
Get it in, like I said, neither.
I wasn't gonna say them because they don't have enough. Yeah. Hey, so what about For the Love of Money?
For the love of money.
For the love of money.
I mean, I
Yes.
know the song. I mean, I can say If It Isn't Love. We want to go there. If
What
It Isn't
about-
Love is probably
Oh my
better
God,
than
man.
For the Love of Money.
Living for the Weekend. Living for the Weekend is my joint, man. Living for the
Oh,
Weekend
God.
is the joint. I think it's an age thing. I think it's an age thing, man.
But here's the thing. I know all the songs he's talking about. You're like, I don't know them. I know all the songs. I've had my head bopping to them songs in the car, like, okay.
Yeah.
But
She used to be my girl. Oh my gosh, that is the joint, man. Some of these songs,
So, like I
man, I
said-
shoot pool to.
So like I said, to me, like I said, because I put the totality of all their albums in one collection under the new edition umbrella, that's what I think separates it to me. Because I look at them as all under the same umbrella.
Oh, well.
So when you say my prerogative,
So,
or I can't think of it. Why
My
am I having a brain
prerogative-
fart tonight?
my prerogative or got to give the people what they want. My
Huh?
prerogative or got to give the people what they want. My prerogative or got to give the people what they want.
Is that even a question? That's not a real question, is it?
Yes,
Freezy.
yes, it's a real question, and I hope you answer it right,
Freezy. Freezy.
bro. Please don't do this. Please don't do this, man. Please don't do
Freezy.
that.
Listen, when a white
I
girl
hate you.
remakes your listen, Freezy, when a white girl remakes your song, that means you're doing something. When the white pop queen remakes your song,
Okay. All right.
that's all
right.
I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
When Britney Spears remakes your song, you're doing something.
I'm just got to give the people what they want. Come on, man. I mean, come on. You got at some point you got to give the OJs.
Now you're talking about like one of my personal favorites, like Fair Weather Friend, and Johnny had another song too.
It's fair. Yep, I got. Let me find Johnny Gale because I got him in my Apple Music also.
So here's the thing. In 1990, Johnny Gill had 3 #1 hits alone in 1 year. 3 #1 hits. And My
Yeah.
Fair Weather Friend,
So
and
here it is.
I can't ever think of the third one.
My, Fair Weather Friend, Lady Du Jour, which was a much slept on song, Lady Du Jour, and Wrap My Body Tight.
Wrap My Body Tight. That's it. He had a 5-inch
That's
he
it,
had a
right.
5-inch remix to Wrap My Body Tight that was even better than the original version of Wrap My Body Tight.
Hey, so Johnny Gill also has, and so Johnny Gill also has this song, with Q from 112 called "Might Cry." You ever heard that?
I have actually, yes.
That is my joint. It goes something like "A man ain't supposed to cry." Remember that? That's my joint. But so Johnny Gill does have good music, right? But we're talking about New Edition, not just an individual. New Edition versus the OJs.
New Edition is still better. New Edition, listen. New Edition, all their members are like 50 years old, right?
Right.
And they still can probably sell out a concert right now. My mama and my aunts probably both go see New Edition right now. Hell, I probably would go.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a grown man.
I'll go. You know me.
Okay.
Man, I'll go.
So
But what I'm saying is,
I don't know the
if
OJs.
you're
I don't know if the
overrating-
OJs is selling out anything.
Yes, they still tour. Yes.
Who the OJs selling out?
They still tour.
Them some
man. They
80-year-old
still tour.
men.
They still touring. They still touring. So I didn't like what you said about hip hop though. Earlier, about an hour ago, you said you didn't like current rap.
I do
wasn't
not
feeling
like
that. I
current
don't know
rap.
why.
No,
Not
current
it
rap.
kind of rubbed
No.
me the. So you're not chat. You're not feeling G Herbo.
Who?
G Herbo.
I don't know who that is.
Oh man.
That's how I brought up Biggie and Pop. Now you're not gonna tell me whenever you hear Hypnotize come on, like the beginning of Hypnotize, you know what is it? You know what's about to happen. Tell me you don't turn that radio up.
I like Hypnotize, but I don't like it. It's not my favorite song off that album.
No, I'm not saying it's the favorite song on the album, but I'm saying if Hypnotize come on the radio, tell me you're not turning that radio up.
It's
Tell me
okay,
you're not.
but I just
Tell me you're not singing the bars along
I
with
just
Biggie.
No, I ain't. No, I ain't. No, I don't. I don't like I don't like the shiny suit Biggie. I like the Biggie from the street Biggie. I like the 10 Crack Commandments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I like 10. And
I mean,
I
that's
like,
a good one.
Notorious Thugs. I like Notorious Thugs. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the poppy R&B Biggie. I like the Biggie from the street. But we all have our different takes. What I was gonna say about rap and hip hop though is I know some of it is watered down. Like dudes are not battle tested. Like you remember how back in the day, in order for people to say you can sing, you actually had to go get in singing competitions and win, or you had to sing at church or something. Now people just show up. Now people just show up out the blue singing, and they ain't been battle tested or nothing. And people be like, "Oh, he can sing." You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just not feeling listening to Drake sing, or this dude playing next door, and people like that. That ain't my deal. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Ben725, Nas is the greatest dude to ever do it.
Nas is an OG.
Hey, Marky,
he'll give you some deep stuff.
Yep. Hey, so Ghetto Intellect said Shiny Suit Biggie, when and where. All right. You ever heard that song Big Papa?
Are you asking me? Who hasn't heard that song?
I'm talking about the Ghetto Intellect. Biggie was a part of that Shiny Suit era. Let's not go there and say he wasn't. Because Kev W just said, yo, do you remember Hypnotize? And the bass line and the hook was Biggie, 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 can't you see? And you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I mean, that's the Shiny
By
Suit
Total.
era right there, and that's it.
He wasn't wearing a big shiny suit. Now you gotta realize who Biggie put on. Biggie put on locks.
I didn't say he wore a shiny suit. Remember, I said the shiny suit era. I said the shiny suit era. I didn't say Biggie.
It was the 90s. Okay. The 90s.
I didn't say he wore a shiny suit. I said it was the shiny suit era. Is what I'm saying. Coming right out of the G-Funk era. So give you an example, right? So Biggie had this song where the lyrics was BIGPOPPA, no info for the D. Yes, you remember that, right?
Yes, of course.
You remember the hook, right? You remember the hook, the Diana Ross hook? I'm coming up. Remember that?
Don't do that.
And you remember in the video. And you
don't
remember
do that,
in the video.
Really,
and you remember in the video what Diddy and Mace was wearing in the video, right?
Mind you, Biggie was dead at that time.
But he recorded the song though.
But I'm pretty sure he had no influence on the video. He was dead.
Okay, all right.
Had he been alive, I'm pretty sure that video would have been much different. Because you were about to have Biggie up there floating around on no fan. Okay?
Yeah.
So that video would have been a whole different had he been alive. No. Look at what's that? Yeah, what about All About the Benjamins? What about All About the Benjamins?
Hey, his verse.
Were they wearing shiny suits in that? Were they wearing shiny suits
No.
by the Benjamins?
No. Who and to me the best verse in there was Lil Kim. All them dudes and Lil Kim had the best verse.
Because Lil Kim had to go harder.
You want to rumble with the bee, huh? Throw a hex on your whole family, dressed in all black like the Omen. Make you want to sing that song. This is for my homies, and you know me.
That's because Lil Kim was a woman and had to
so,
go harder. I mean, I'm pretty sure she.
I'm not.
I love Lil Kim. I think they
way,
disrespect Lil Kim today with all this Nicki Minaj and Cardi B stuff. And I said, where would y'all be if it wasn't for Lil Kim? Like, where would y'all be? Cardi B.
Yeah, I don't think any of them can hold. I think the Cardi B era might be over. It's Megan Thee Stallion now.
Even her, but here's my thing: is all of them who want to accentuate their sexuality through rap, they would not be who they are if it was not for Lil Kim. Lil Kim was doing that 25 years ago.
Right.
What was that song she had with
right.
I can't think tonight. Well, she was in the blue thing. I can't even think.
Andre Bryant said Lil Kim disrespected herself with the skin bleaching, and you know what? I think I agree.
I don't know. Here's the thing. You know the song "Ladies Night" with Lil Kim and
Angie Martinez,
Left Eye, Angie Martinez, and
the Brat.
I would say all those female MCs.
And Missy Elliott.
I would take all those female MCs over the female MCs we have right now.
I might take them over the male MCs we have right now.
I'm just saying, like, could you imagine they tried to do a remake with the female MCs right now? It just wouldn't go the same. Like, nobody can have that Left Eye Lisa Lopez flow. Like, honestly, she might. Well, actually, no. To me, the best verse in that whole song was Angie Martinez for some reason. She had the shortest verse. Right. But Angie Martinez came in and just killed it. That beginning verse. Right. Then Left Eye probably just took the dead body that Angie Martinez had and just like chopped it up even more. Like, man, Lisa, you didn't have to do this. He was already dead.
Right.
So I don't think, and God bless Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
So real quick. So who's your favorite R&B, your female R&B singer?
Toni Braxton. Hands
and I
down.
know you're gonna say Aaliyah. I know you're gonna say Aaliyah, right? But I just want to say Aaliyah.
Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton. No question.
You threw a curveball. You threw a curveball at me, right there.
Followed by Anita Baker.
So you don't like Janet Jackson or Mariah Carey?
I don't dislike them, but they're not like my favorite. Like, my top three is probably Toni, Anita, and Whitney. Yeah, I said it. I'm a grown man. I listen to Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston? Are you serious?
Whitney Houston turned the Star Spangled Banner into a radio hit. How many men or women can do that? Let me repeat this again. Whitney Houston turned the Star Spangled Banner, and people was bumping it on the radio like it was a regular song. That takes vocal talent. That takes vocal talent to turn the Star Spangled Banner into a radio hit.
I love some Shaka Khan, right? I love Shaka Khan.
I love Shaka Khan too. I just love Toni Braxton is just an eclat. Toni Braxton with just her the baritone kind of voice that she has is so distinct. It's so distinct, and there's not that many women that can sing. And
she stole Anita Baker's style. She stole Anita Baker's style. Yo, hey, yo. So So for those that don't know, I saw Anita Baker. Saw Anita Baker put down the blunt and walk to the mic and sing Rapture. I was like, what did I just see? But she sung that song, yo. She sang
Wait a
that
minute.
joint,
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
like,
Can you repeat that from the beginning?
So I saw Anita Baker put down the blunt, walk to the mic, and sing Rapture, right? And I was
Are we
like,
sure we're talking about the
what in
real
the
Anita
world did I
Baker
just
here?
see? And a girl, yep. Yep. Whatever it looked like a blunt to me. It looked like a blunt to me from where I was sitting.
Are you sure it wasn't one of them like late though? I was like, are you sure it wasn't one of them like lady 1930s long cigarettes?
Hey dog, I'm not sure. I ain't kind of. All I'm saying is I'm going on Uncle Freezy's memory, right? So Anita Baker, if it was one of them brown cigarettes or whatever, I'm sorry, but it looked like one to me, right? But I was only like 3 rows back with this girl, with this chick, and me and the chick start arguing on the way home. So I'm like, B, I just wasted like $200 on you, and you beefing already. We need to go home. But anyway, yo, don't nobody sing like Anita. I'm sorry about the Toni Braxton thing. Maybe we need to fix that, because Toni Braxton to me is not even better than Mary J. Blige.
Get out of here! Shut the front door,
dog. Are you
Freezy.
serious?
Don't let me have to make you end this chat earlier than you want to. Don't you dare disrespect Mrs. Braxton. Now here's the thing. I love Mary. I love me some Mary J. Okay. Mary J got a great catalog, but I just don't like her. Mary J would have some songs. They'd be like, "Why is you singing this, Mary J? Like, why are you singing this?"
Right.
And then all her songs about her getting beat up by JoJo, well, not JoJo, Casey,
by Casey. Yeah,
that's all her songs is getting beat up by Casey. She's like a modern day Tina Turner.
Right. Now, I ain't gonna dispute that. But what I will dispute though is the fact that you have Toni Braxton ranked so high. Like you ain't even mentioned. Like, would you? So Toni Braxton is your favorite over Whitney Houston?
Yes, she is. I mean, this thing again. I love
Toni Braxton.
Thank you.
But to answer your question, where they would all be censored right now.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure it out. That's all. I'm just asking.
So here's my thing. I love Whitney, and Whitney is amazing. Like vocally, Whitney's the best. If you just say vocals, Whitney's the best, hands down. There's nobody touching Whitney vocally.
Whitney can't. Whitney, what?
Whitney can't what?
Have you ever heard of this lady named Vesta? Have you ever heard of Vesta?
No need to. Nobody can touch Whitney Houston vocally. Nobody.
Oh my God. What are we talking about here?
Okay, what's that song? I'm Your Baby Tonight. The end of I'm Your Baby Tonight, right? The arrangements and the tone that Whitney Houston was having, was singing. Just the arrangement alone, I can't imagine anybody else doing that arrangement at the tone that she was using. It was just amazing. I'm pretty sure if I was the writer of that song, I've been in the studio like, how did you just put that together? Like, how did you put this together? Like, probably Whitney can go in there, put a blunt down, go in the studio, do a whole album, and then pick the blunt back up and leave. One take.
Right.
One take.
Right.
That's it.
Right. No doubt. I feel you.
I mean, but Toni, like I said, and do you know how Toni? Here's the thing. Do you know how Toni Braxton got into the industry?
No.
So here's the thing. Do you remember the movie Boomerang with Eddie Murphy? It might have been one of Halle Berry's first movies, and Robin Givens. And so
Robin Givens was fine, boy.
Yes, and she still is. She's a very beautiful woman. So Jimmy Jam wrote a song, and so they had this young backup singer because they wrote it for Anita Baker. So they wrote the song, and they had this young girl named Toni Braxton sing the demo tape so they could send to Anita Baker. So Tony did demo tape. They sent it to Anita Baker. Anita Baker called Jimmy Jam and was like, why don't you give this song to the girl that's singing the demo? And Jimmy Jam was like, well, you know, she ain't never had a song before, but she was like, well, this is her first song. Give this to her. I can't. She said, I can't outdo this. And you know what song that was? 7 Whole Days. Boom.
Wow, that's crazy.
So Anita Baker herself
that's
said,
nuts, man.
I can't out-sing Toni Braxton on 7 Whole Days.
Wow. Hey man. Hey, kudos to her. She's got talent now. I'm not saying she don't. I'm not saying that she doesn't, man. Yeah. So, yeah, man. I mean, she's talented, but I don't know. I don't know if she's Mary J. Blige though.
And another person who I find who don't get the credit that she deserves is well, I can't think of anybody's name tonight. Kelly Price. Kelly Price is like a notch below Whitney vocally. And notch below Kelly Price. That song, Heartbreak Hotel with Whitney, Kelly, and Faith Evans. I was like, why are y'all doing this to us? Why are y'all doing this to us? Stop this.
Right. I don't know, man. I think Faith is very underrated.
No, yes. Yeah, I think here's the thing. Faith gets more credit than Kelly Price does. Then you know that the Shirley Murdoch remake she did to I can't think of the name of the song, of course, obviously. That song, well, she did that better than Shirley Murdoch.
No, stop it, man. Are you seriously slandering Shirley Murdoch's name right now?
Here's the thing. Who is going to say here and say that Kelly Price did not sing that song better than Shirley Murdoch?
Which one? What's the name of it? Husband?
Huh?
Husband?
No.
Let me see if I can find it.
I can't think of anything right now. Hold on. Let me Google it.
It's As We Lay. It's As We Lay.
Yes, As We Lay.
It's a song called As We Lay.
Kelly Price with her put in that song and put her and just like, whew. It was amazing how what she did to that song. I was like, oh my God. I mean, I like the Shirley Murdoch version, but the Shirley Murdoch version is like, I can do better. She didn't blow like Kelly Price did. Kelly Price looked like she was hurt.
I don't know, man.
She did that hurt like
Yeah.
What's that girl name that Beyonce played in Cadillac Records? Ah, shoot, I can't think of nobody's name right now. You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about Jennifer Hudson? Jennifer Hudson?
No, in Cadillac Records, Beyonce played her, a real life singer. Old school lady. She died. She didn't really like Beyonce playing her in the movie. You guys seen Cadillac Records? Somebody in the chat help me. Who did Beyonce play in Cadillac Records? Etta James, yes. Etta James. She kind of had that Etta James hurt in her voice. I think Etta James is better singer than Mary J. Blige.
Get out of here. Get out, man. Come on. Hey, big dog, I gotta run. I got some stuff that I gotta do, man. I got some stuff I gotta do right here. So I won't be able to hang out some, man. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, man. I appreciate the music talk. But maybe we can continue this. The Knicks play tomorrow? No,
they play Wednesday.
Yeah, so maybe we can
Wednesday.
maybe we can continue. Yeah, maybe we can continue this tomorrow after we do some Knicks talk.
Yeah. I can bring in some more information about how New Edition is excellent. And yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna run. I'll holler at y'all later.
All right.
All right.